Watch them closely.
Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Thursday, July 17th at noon, the Fish will battle the St. Paul Saints at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV. It's a Shaw TV live presentation. Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Shaw Park here in warm and sunny downtown Winnipeg. We're here for a special matinee edition of Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Today, the Fish will be in rebound mode as they try to snap a 3-game losing skid against the St. Paul Saints. And we kick things off, as always, with the pregame show brought to you by Safeway, ingredients for life. And as we welcome you to field level, my name's Al Foster. So good to have you with us on this rare afternoon broadcast. Mother Nature, she certainly took her time, but it's pretty safe to say that summer has arrived in River City. A little bit of breeze in the air, but we have glorious sunny skies, and we're heading for a possible daytime high of 30 degrees. The Goldeyes, though, have been anything but hot over the past couple of days. Going into this rather critical 5-game series with the St. Paul Saints, the Fish were hoping to create a little bit of a gap between themselves and the team that is chasing them in the American Association North Division standings. Well, let's just say that hasn't happened. The Goldeyes did open the series with a win, but have since dropped 3 straight, including a 4-0 shutout loss last night. So when we look at the standings, we see St. Paul has now closed the gap with Winnipeg to just 3.5 games. It all sets up to be what should be a rather intriguing matchup for this series finale. And who better to talk about intrigue than the 2 men who will call this game for us, Scott Taylor and Ken Weave.
Yes, Al Foster, if nothing else, we are intriguing. I'm Scott Taylor. That's Ken Weave from the Winnipeg Sun. And Kenny, a big game for both teams today.
No question. You got 2 teams going in opposite directions. Goldeyes 2-8 in their last 10. St. Paul 8-2, and a chance to pull within 2.5 games of the win. For the Goldeyes, they need to get a little bit of separation here and try to get themselves back on track this afternoon.
It's time to go down to field level, and today's starting defenses. The boys out in the carpet. It's brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. For the Goldeyes today, Luis Allen, as always, starts behind the plate. Josh Mazzola moves to first base for today's game. Brock Bond at second. Tyler Kuhn at short, and Jake Blackwood starts at third. Sam Kimmel, the newcomer. He's not a newcomer now. He's played a couple of games. He's in left field. Reggie Abercrombie in center field, and Donnie Webb starts in right. Ethan Hollingsworth is the pitcher, and Casey Harther is the designated hitter. The Goldeyes starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit anrcarpetbarn.com. Your Goldeyes starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Kenny, tell us about Ethan Hollingsworth.
The right-hander making his 6th start of the year for the Goldeyes. Scott had some injury problems early on, but has come back nicely. 3-0 record, 4.55 earned run average. Coming off a tough start, only went 4 1/3 against Gary, gave up 11 hits and 7 earned runs. However, Matt Jackson was coming off a tough start, and he was fantastic on Tuesday, so I'm guessing the Goldeyes would be expecting the same from Hollingsworth. 2-seam and 4-seam fastball, curveball, and change. Really needs to get the off-speed stuff going early in the contest.
The Goldeyes starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards, 189 Henderson Highway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The Saints starting lineup is brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com. Stepping in to lead it off is Devin Tout. He's had a pretty great first 4 games in this series, followed by Sam Moss and Evan Bigley, the first 3 hitters. The cleanup hitter is Henry Wrigley, then Angelo Sonko, Joe Bonfi, Jake Taylor, Jared McDonald, and Joey Becker. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. And it's in there for strike 1. The game's opening pitch brought to you by Metro Center Limited for trailers, trailer parts, and accessories. Visit us at Metro Center at 620 Nairn Avenue. So Ethan Hollingsworth against Devin Tout. Tout last night had a great doubleheader. He went 2 for 4 in game 1, knocked in 2 runs in a 5-2 win for St. Paul, and then went 2 for 4 with an RBI in game 2, a 4-0 win, and he gets a base hit in his first at bat today. The guy's red hot, Kenny.
Oh, no question. And just so much confidence exuding from the St. Paul Saints ball club right now after that 4-run rally back on Tuesday night in the second game of that doubleheader.
That was the difference to me. Had a great conversation with Tyler Kuhn after last night's game. He said for a team like this, that doesn't make any kind of difference, that they'll bounce back. But boy, that was a devastating way to lose when you have a 3-0 lead going into the top of the final inning.
Yeah, no question. Scrappy performance. And again, St. Paul could have been in some serious stress. You know,
they'd have been 7.5 back.
Lose the first 2 games. Now they have a chance to pull within 2.5 with the win here today. But again, I understand, you know, it's a long season, 100-game season, but losses like the one from the other night are tough to come back from.
Jake Blackwood dropped the ball. He'll be out at second base. Devin Tout is out. It'll go 5-4 on the putout. Sam Moss is safe on a fielder's choice.
Good hustle by Blackwood, but he just can't squeeze it. Again, no big deal. Still gets the lead runner who has to freeze on the pop-up, but interesting play right there. Blackwood stays with it, makes sure he gets the lead runner, and the Goldeyes have one down here after the failed sacrifice attempt.
So a bunt pop-up that's not handled by Blackwood, but he makes the easy play at second base to get the put out. And so Sam Moss is now the base runner. He's at first base, safe on a fielder's choice. Here comes Evan Bigley, who has also been very good throughout this series. He was 0 for 3 last night, but scored a run. Comes in hitting .320 with 5 homers and 43 driven in. And there's a pop-up. A mile in the air. On comes the right fielder, Donnie Webb. It'll be handled by the second baseman, Brock Bond. And that's the second out of the inning. So Bigley pops out to Bond. We have 2 away, and here comes Henry Wrigley. A guy we didn't see in our first game this week. Henry Wrigley's the cleanup hitter today, and the cleanup hitter is brought to you by Multi-Materials Stewardship of Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and convenient. We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. So your cleanup hitter is Henry Wrigley. First pitch is in there for strike 1. He's hitting .306 with 12 home runs and 46 driven in. Last night in the 4-0 win in Game 2, he went 1 for 3 with a run scored and was shut out 0 for 3 in Game 1. So the Goldeyes have been able to handle Wrigley, who is the big bopper with this club.
They've got a few of them.
Off-speed pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Wrigley.
Just finishing the thought from Tyler Kuhn, I have no doubt the Goldeyes feel that way about that, but it's more about the lift that it gave St. Paul. You know, you go from being down, not down and out, but in a
you would have been
tough
close to
spot.
Down and out at 7.5.
Tough spot, and now you're feeling all kinds of momentum and positivity.
There's a pitch misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Wrigley.
So again, I know it's only 1 game, but to go 2-8 on a homestand, you do not want to go 2-9. That is a tough spot. Again, you understand you're not going to win 11 in a row and just keep rolling on and win 25 in a row, but you'd like to maybe get on the road with a little bit of a positive vibe.
A little momentum. The Goldeyes, of course, tomorrow head to Kansas City. They'll leave right after the game tonight. They had Kansas City for 3 games, and there's another pop-up. Mazzola, behind first base, makes the catch. And a good job by Ethan Hollingsworth. He gives up the hit to the leadoff man and then gets the rest of that top of the order for the St. Paul Saints. No runs on a hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. We played half an inning here in downtown Winnipeg on a gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Come on out to the ballpark, have some lunch, enjoy yourself. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. It's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Time now for the Saints starting defensive alignment. The boys out in the carpet, brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Jake Taylor, the catcher. Angelo Sonko again at first base. Sam Moss at second. Joey Becker, solid shortstop for St. Paul. Henry Wrigley is at third base. Joe Bonfi starts in left field. Jared McDonald covers a lot of ground out in center field, and Evan Bigley starts in right. Robert Coe is the pitcher, and the designated hitter today is Devin Tout. The Saints starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit ANRCarpetBarn.com. Your Saints starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the Safeway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Tell us about the starter, Robert Coe.
Well, the right-hander Scott off to a bit of a tough start this year. 4-4 record, 6.75 earned run average. Fastball between 88 and 91. Also has a curve, slider, and a change. This is his 11th start of the year, coming off a real tough one, Scott. 3 1/3 against Kansas City. 9 hits, 8 earned runs, and gave up 3 homers. So he's been plagued by the home run this year, and he's been a bit off to a slow start after starting the year, going to spring training with the Arizona Diamondbacks. But 2 years ago, he had 12 wins, which was tied for second in the league. So he has good stuff. We'll see what he has this afternoon.
The Saints starting pitcher brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards, 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Your Goldeyes starting lineup is brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporters of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. As always, Tyler Kuhn, the leadoff hitter. It's followed by Brock Bond today. Casey Harther, the DH, bats third. Jake Blackwood is the cleanup hitter, hitting fourth. Donnie Webb bats fifth. Josh Mazzola sixth. Reggie Abercrombie hits seventh. Sam Kimmel bats eighth. And Luis Allen gets out of the 9-hole today. That's the Goldeyes starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. So Tyler Kuhn steps in to face Robert Coe. And Tyler Kuhn was one of many Goldeyes last night in Game 2 to hit rockets right at people. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, it's interesting. The first 4 games of the series could have gone either way, if you will.
The Goldeyes in Game 2 last night hit the ball much harder than St. Paul did and got no reward at all. They hit him right at people.
It's going to happen over the course
left
of the...
fielder Joe Bonfeet, he must know something because he played every left-handed hitter perfectly. Line shots right in his glove.
Good scouting report.
Yeah. One foul back. A ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Kuhn, the leadoff man. Kuhn comes in the number 3 hitter in the league, batting .347. He has 44 runs scored, 85 hits, second in the league in hits. Tremendous season for the all-star shortstop Tyler Kuhn. Fouls it back again.
We talked about it on Tuesday, Scott. The number that impresses me, all those numbers are impressive, but the 31 RBI, that is the impressive statistic to me for a leadoff guy to drive in 31 runs. That is an impressive feat.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's a high fly ball. Jared McDonald comes over, camps under, makes the catch. One away for the Goldeyes here in the first, and that'll bring up Brock Bond.
Good at bat for Kuhn. Saw a lot of pitches. Makes good contact on this one. Just got under it a little bit. Allowed Jared McDonald to camp under it. Make the play out in center field.
So one away. Here's Bond. He's hitting .292. Yesterday he was 1 for 3 in Game 2 and 1 for 2 in Game 1. And there's one to the second baseman, Rob Mouse. Mouse makes the play at first base. And that's 2 away here in the first inning. Brings up Casey Harther.
Another example of that good positioning right there. Hard hit ball.
Right at him. Tremendous defense throughout the series by the St. Paul Saints. That brings in Harther, the leading hitter in the American Association, batting .391, 8 home runs, 34 driven in. Here's the pitch. It's low for ball 1.
Goes from Appleton, Wisconsin. Allowed a home run in 5 consecutive games, 8 over that span. Lost 3 straight.
There's a pop-up foul. That'll get out of play.
Tied for 3rd in home runs allowed with 12 on the year. Did have some injury problems coming back from that. As I mentioned, 2 years ago, he just had a great season. 12 wins, 3rd in ERA at .291, and that allowed him to get picked up by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Rookie pitcher of the year in this league. 1 ball and 1 strike to Casey Harther from Robert Coe. Here's Coe's pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Solid single to center for Casey Harther, and that's the Goldeyes' first hit of the game. It's brought to you by the University of Winnipeg. This year, the Goldeyes leading hitter will win the Tear, the Cover Off the Ball trophy, presented by the University of Winnipeg. The current leader, that man right there, Casey Harther, batting .391 coming into today's game. It might have gone up a point with that single.
Good piece of hitting. His fastball was down, but it caught too much of the plate. Harther drills it past the shortstop, Joey Becker, and into center field for a 2-out single.
And here comes the cleanup hitter, Jake Blackwood. Today's cleanup hitter brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and it's convenient. We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. First pitch to Blackwood is low for ball one. Good lead for Harther at first base. And there's one the opposite way. If it gets down, it's going to be trouble. It does. It's going into the corner. Casey Harther is going to be held at third base. Into second goes Blackwood limping, and he's hurt that ankle again. He went into second base limping. He's had a bad ankle, and he's hurt it again. And here comes Stephen Waddy, the doc, to have a look at that ankle of Jake Blackwood. He drilled it.
Yeah, it's his right ankle there, Scott. Let's see if we can see something around the bases. Great piece of hitting, dumping it into right field. Thought Harther might have a chance to score, but it's a tough play. Nice job by the right fielder to get the ball in quickly, bigly. I can't really tell if Blackwood hurt himself going around the bases, but obviously he is in some serious discomfort right now. Not sure if he'll be able to stay in the game or not, or if we'll see Jordan Guida come off the bench. He's trying to get that ankle loose right there, that right ankle. Blackwood was the recipient of some bad luck on Tuesday night, had a couple of hard hit balls, but nothing to show for it. It looks like he might have to come out here, Scott. He is in some real pain out there.
He was very, very fortunate to get into second base. He was limping noticeably coming around first, and Blackwood's out of the ballgame. So here comes Jordan Guida. So the Goldeyes will have to do some juggling on the infield.
Thinking you'll see Mazzola just go over to third.
And have Guida play first?
Maybe Guida to first.
Or Harther to first and have Guida into left field.
No, you can't. Well, then, but Harther's the DH, so I don't think you can see him come in.
Can't move him, that's correct. So Guida's probably going to be your first baseman. Unless they move Luis to first base today.
It's possible.
They've done that before.
That is a possibility.
Guida catch.
But again, you don't really want to break up the battery, really, after going one inning.
So here comes Donnie Webb with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 away. A big chance for the Goldeyes here in this first inning. The pitch by Coe is high for ball one. Donnie Webb hitting .279, all-star outfielder, 6 home runs, 28 driven in. Pitch by Coe, and there's a line drive right at Bigley. He hit it hard again, right on the nose, but it was right at Evan Bigley. Boy, that defense is tremendous for St. Paul. No runs on 2 hits. The Goldeyes had 2 runners in scoring position, couldn't bring them home. No errors, 2 left. We'll go to the second inning. It's 0-0 between the Goldeyes and the Saints at Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Ken Wiebe, Al Foster. Glad you could join us this afternoon right here on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines. See your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Indeed, the Goldeyes have broken up the battery. Ethan Hollingsworth will now pitch to Jordan Guida. Luis Allen has gone to first base, and Josh Mazzola has gone to third. Donnie Webb goes to right field, and Sam Kimmel stays in left. So the outfield, it's a little movement, but Jake Blackwood out of the game. And Mazzola goes to third base.
Yeah, it's just a matter of comfort, I think. Guida has played some outfield, but I don't think he's played a lot of first base in his career. We know Luis Allen's pretty comfortable over there. Goddey going to go behind the plate. And we know that Mazzola is comfortable at third as well. He's comfortable all over the field.
He's comfortable anywhere. Angelo Sonko will lead it off here in the second inning for the St. Paul Saints. Before the game, Al Foster had a chance to talk to the St. Paul Saints first baseman.
Let's first of all talk about the series going into this. There was quite a gap, and you guys have closed it. Just talk about what's made you successful.
Oh, everything. We've kind of put everything together, you know, pitching, hitting. It's all coming together, and it's what we can do, and luckily we've coming out with a lot of wins this series.
And yourself, getting some timely hits.
Yeah, I mean, it's what this game's all about, just getting timely hits when you need them and, you know, taking advantage of good pitches to hit, and that's what we got to do as hitters.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
No problem.
Al Foster with Angelo Sonko, the first baseman of the St. Paul Saints. Angelo Sonko last night, 1 for 3 with an RBI, and there's a line drive right up the middle for a base hit. First pitch. He's had 2 hits and 6 trips last night with an RBI and a run scored, so Sonko with a solid single. Second hit of the game for St. Paul. He's on first base with nobody out. And here comes Joe Bonfi, who has been a monster in this series. He walked twice last night in game 2, scored a run. And in game 1 went 1 for 2 with a walk, scored another run. So Bonfi comes in hitting .306. He has 3 homers and 29 driven in. Blackwood checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Alone outside for ball 1. So Jordan Gaida now behind the plate. Josh Mazzola at third. Luis Allen at first, and out of the ball game with an ankle injury. An obvious re-injuring of that ankle is Jake Blackwood.
Tough timing, too, for Rick Forney with the team heading on the road here for the weekend. No idea how severe the injury is, but it looked like it was...
It looks, well, if it's severe enough for Jake Blackwood to come out of the game, it's severe.
Again, you'd have to think he's probably going to have to go on the disabled list, and Goldeyes will have to try to find another position player.
Pitch by Hollingsworth is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Joe Bonfi. Joe Bonfi from Augusta, Georgia. Same hometown as Cephas Howard of the Goldeyes. Played in the Mets organization last year in St. Lucie. 26 years old, 6'5", 235. As Hollingsworth goes to first base just to keep Angelo Sonko honest. Bonfi hitting .483 in his last 9 games, 14 hits and 29 at-bats. Pitches inside, 3 balls and 1 strike to Bonfi. The other thing that was interesting about last night's game, and Tyler Kuhn brought it up after the game, not many walks given up. Pitches in there for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bonfi.
9 hits in his last 12 trips. That'll raise the batting average in a hurry.
Sure will. Get it over 300 in a hurry. 3-2, counts full to Bonfi. Here's the pitch by Hollingsworth. Off-speed pitch fouled off. Good pitch by Hollingsworth. He had Bonfi off balance. But the St. Paul left fielder just got a piece of it. Count remains 3-2. Pitch is nubbed the other way. Bond comes over. He'll make the play at first, and they just get him by half a step. Good play by Bond. On to second base goes Sonko, so that was as good as a bunt. Just nubbed off the end of the bat at second base.
Yes, certainly fooled him. That one. Bond with some good hustle, playing double play depth, had to move to his left to get over there and just got the ball to Luis Allen in time. Bonfi had good hustle down the line, just about beat it out there. Goldeyes have 1 out, but the runner advances to second base.
Runner at second, 1 away. Here comes Jake Taylor, the hero in game 1 last night. A 3-run bomb. Broke a 2-2 tie and won the ball game for the Saints. First pitch is low for ball 1. Sonko at second, 1 away. Hollingsworth checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Jake Taylor. Hollingsworth would like a new baseball.
Barehanded catch.
Every pitching coach loves to see that, doesn't he? Goldeyes leave right after the game. They head to Kansas City, Kansas. Not Kansas City, Missouri, but Kansas City, Kansas. And play the T-Bones on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and they're back here for Fargo on Monday night. Pitch by Hollingsworth is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's a long traveling weekend right there.
It's a lot of travel.
Great ballpark out there. KC out by the Speedway.
Great fans in KC too.
Absolutely, they support their team well. Bit of a home run haven in right field.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and there's one chopped at the plate. Strike 2.
It's usually pretty toasty in KC around mid-July as well.
I'd say so. Then the Goldeyes are home for 3 with Fargo. Get a day off on Thursday to travel. They head to Gary the 25th, 26th, and 27th. That'll be a huge, huge series. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tipped and strike 3. It was just off the end of the bat into the glove of Jordan Guida. First strikeout of the game for Ethan Hollingsworth. And there are 2 away.
Talked about the importance of getting those off-speed pitches going. And great late movement on that one right there.
That one just fell off the table, didn't it?
Like a slider.
So here's Jared McDonald. He's had a pretty good series. He was 2 for 3 in game 2 last night with 2 driven in. 1 run scored. 1 for 2 in game 1 with 2 runs scored. He's had a very, very good week here in Winnipeg. Pitch by Hollingsworth. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 87-mile-an-hour fastball from Ethan Hollingsworth.
385 in his last 5 games, Scott. 5 for 13.
Coming into Winnipeg has helped these guys.
No kidding.
Here's Hollingsworth's pitch, and it's fouled off. Uh-oh. That's trouble. Were you parked over there?
Nope. I'm good.
You're safe. You don't need to go to Mako. Mako, collision repair and auto painting at 983 Wall Street. It's Canada's body shop. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jared McDonald. Two away, runner at second. Hollingsworth gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That was close. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McDonald.
Just a perfect afternoon for baseball.
Isn't it great? If you're just sitting at home or sitting in your office, pop by. There are a lot of folks up in the concourse. It's hot down there, we'll admit, but it's wonderful. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jared McDonald. Jared McDonald hails from Tucson, Arizona. Played with the Wichita Wingnuts last season. Hollingsworth kicks, delivers, swing, and a miss. He struck him out. McDonald on strikes. Hollingsworth retires the last 2 batters he faces here in the 2nd inning on strikes. And it's all over for the St. Paul Saints. No runs and a hit, no errors, and 1 man left.
The latest lazy...
Don't text it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Goldeyes had 2 hits in that first inning, a single by Casey Arthur and the double by Jake Blackwood.
Yeah, and after the double, Jake Blackwood exiting with that right ankle injury, if you're just joining us. Tough break for the Goldeyes.
Really difficult break. They had dealt Ray Sadler to Kansas City to get Jake Blackwood back in the lineup. Now Blackwood goes down again, and they're going to face Ray Sadler this weekend.
Indeed.
Here's Josh Mazzola. First pitch to Mazzola is hit a rocket past the 3rd baseman, Henry Wrigley, and it's a solid single for Josh Mazzola. Goldeyes' 3rd hit of the game. I owe Josh Mazzola an apology.
Yes, you do, but look at this hot shot here to the hot corner. Wrigley can't handle it. That is definitely a base hit.
Josh Mazzola is not Reggie Abercrombie's bodyguard, Vanilla Schmoo. I learned today that despite Reggie's insistence, Josh's real name is Vanilla Smooth. So now I get it correctly. There's a line drive into the gap. It's hit hard, but McDonald is over to get it and makes the catch. Another one hit hard, but Jared McDonald had it played perfectly, and it's the first out of the inning. So Abercrombie's out. That'll bring up Sam Kimmel, the newcomer. I guess he's still a newcomer. He's been here this week. He's played 2 nights, 4 games, in just 2 nights.
I'd say he's a newcomer still, yeah.
Sure.
Joined the Goldeyes after being released by the Baltimore Orioles organization. Made a nice first impression.
He has. Made a
Handles
tremendous
the bat
first
well.
impression. Pitches in the dirt. Ball 1 to Sam Kimmel.
And he can run.
Played A-ball last year in Aberdeen. He's from West Palm Beach, Florida. He's 24 years old. 6 foot 185. Pitch to Kimmel is a ground ball up the middle. This should be 2. Moss to Becker. Becker to Sonko, and that does it. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And the Goldeyes are out in the second inning. No runs on another hit, no errors, nobody left on this time. We played 2 complete. Here at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. It's St. Paul nothing, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Visit Goldeyes.com, the official website for everything you need to know about your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Check out the players, the front office, and even the Safeway Goldeyes baseball broadcast schedule on Shaw TV. It's all right there at Goldeyes.com.
Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Tuesday, July 22nd at 7 p.m., the Fish will host the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV.
Well, welcome back. Splendid day. Lots of folks enjoying themselves at the ballpark. The All-Star Game's coming up the 28th and 29th of this month of July. Kind of the revitalization of an All-Star Game. That tickets are on sale now for the Winnipeg Free Press All-Star After Party at the Met Entertainment Center. That's the old Metropolitan Theater. Your ticket provides you with a variety of snacks, complimentary beverage, and a chance to mix, mingle, and dance with the All-Stars. The Free Press All-Star After Party goes July 29th after the All-Star Game. And tickets are available at the Goldeyes box office right here at Shaw Park. So, we've got the All-Star After Party, the All-Star Game, the All-Star Luncheon, the All-Star Picnic Park Party, the Ken Weeb Special, the Media Skills Competition, and the Fan Fest with the card show and some interactive games, some good fun out in the promenade on Monday afternoon.
Should be a fun couple days, that's
yeah,
for sure.
Good fun. So here's Joey Becker to lead it off. It'll be the number 9 hitter Becker, then back to the top of the order with Devin Tout. First pitch to Becker is in there for a strike. Joey Becker comes in hitting .249. He has 1 home run on the season, 15 driven in. Becker was 0 for 5 in the doubleheader yesterday. 1 ball and 1 strike. Becker from Palmdale, California, and as we mentioned on Tuesday night, from the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Chattanooga Lookouts.
Gotta love minor league sports names.
Have you seen the new El Paso Chihuahuas?
No. Used to be the Buzzards.
Yeah. It's now the Chihuahuas, and for a special Bring Your Dog to the Park night, they've got a great big gigantic Chihuahua face on the front of their jerseys.
Isn't that going to scare the dogs?
The sleeves look like ears.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. The Chihuahuas. But there's a lot of people who think Goldeyes is kind of odd, too. 1-2, the count to Becker. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. We'll have a new team in the American Association next year. The Joplin Blasters.
Interesting
Joplin,
name.
Missouri. They were named the Blasters after the mining industry in Joplin, Missouri.
I like it.
Big logo with Route 66 on it. Swinging a foul tip. Joplin being on Route 66. And as well, the Ottawa Champions come in next year.
Oh, and finally getting the team back in whatever that park is called now. It used to be Jet Forum, whatever it is.
Champions Park? I don't know what it is now.
Well,
anyway, the Ottawa Champions
is a great, it's a great ballpark, no doubt about that.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Becker. It's in the dirt. Gets away from Jordan Gaida. 2-2 the count to Becker.
Yeah, Ottawa, I thought they had landed the New York Mets AA team a couple years ago. That fell through at the last minute.
They're back in the Can-Am League, 5th team into the Can-Am League. And then Joplin will be the 15th team into the American Association, or 13th team rather in the American Association. There's a pitch that just missed. That was close. Hollingsworth thought he had strike 3.
Guessing that's a trip the Goldeyes would like to take to Ottawa in their interleague play. Maybe do a little Ottawa, Quebec City.
Trois-Rivières.
Sure.
3-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball to Tyler Kuntz short. He handles it easily. Fires across to Luis Allen, who is playing first base now. That's the first out of the 3rd inning for St. Paul. Brings up Devin Tout.
Yeah, Trois-Rivières would make sense right there.
Just down the road.
Yeah, the more Canadian teams, the better.
No question about it. But new teams next season here in both the American Association and the Can-Am League. So chances for new teams to come to Winnipeg. Here's the first pitch to Devin Tout. It's an off-speed pitch, and it's in there for strike 1.
Fans always enjoy seeing new faces come through.
Oh, 0-1 the count to Devin Tout. There's a pop-up. Will it stay in play? Looks like it will. Luis Allen comes over. He's in foul territory and makes the catch. So Tout fouls out to Luis Allen for the 2nd out here in the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up second baseman Sam Moss. Moss hit into a odd fielder's choice in the 1st. He squared the bunt, popped it up in the air. Jake Blackwood dove for it, dropped it, and ended up throwing out Devin Tout at second base to get the force out. Moss safe at first on the fielder's choice. So 2 away. First pitch to Moss is right down the middle for strike 1.
Hollingsworth looks really comfortable out on the mound there today.
Great.
Has been able to get his off-speed stuff working. Surrendered just the 2 hits so far.
Pitch by Hollingsworth. Just misses for ball 1, 1-1. Sam Moss digs in. There's a ground ball down the 3rd baseline, and Mazzola can't get to it. That'll be a double. Moss hustles into 2nd. Is he thinking 3rd? He does not go to 3rd base. It's a double down the line for Sam Moss. Puts a runner at 2nd. With 2 away, it'll bring up the difficult out, Evan Bigley.
Great effort by Mazzola you're going to see here, but I think, Scott, I picked up, it looks like Sam Kimmel's legs are bothering him a bit too. I noticed it on the double play. He wasn't getting down the line very fast, and look at him, he's kind of gingerly jogging over to this ball. It's not for a lack of hustle. It's just the fact that he seems to be laboring a bit. Looks like his legs are bothering him a little bit out there as well, and that could be problematic for the Goldeyes, who do not have another extra position player.
Well, you always know that K.O.E. Downing can play the outfield.
Sure.
So would Chris Salamita. Any opportunity he could get.
Right, but on the active roster, they don't have any other position players.
Do not. They have nobody else.
They're lucky that they do have a couple pitchers who
have some experience
in the outfield. But now
and they have Cephas Howard, who is
Rick Forney's noticed now too. He's speaking with Stephen Waddy. I think he noticed Kimmel laboring as well.
1-2 the count, and there's a line shot right at Brockbaum. Hit right at him. Second lap, that left the bat. It was right at Brockbaum. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. 2.5 innings in the books. It's St. Paul nothing, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV today.
Chiropractors in Manitoba are passionate about the services they provide. Over the years, they've developed health and wellness programs for the public that provide preventative approaches to avoiding pain and improving daily performance. One of those programs, a program that we do right here at the ballpark in the fourth inning every game, is Straighten Up Manitoba. It will help improve posture, stabilize core muscle groups, enhance health, and prevent problems with your spine. Complete the exercises when you have 3 free minutes anytime during your working day. This is a message from the Manitoba Chiropractors Association.
Scott, we noticed Rick Forney had a long discussion with Sam Kimmel when he came into the dugout. Curious to see if he's going to stay in the game or not. The issue here is if he is hurt a little bit, you might have to think about taking him out for fear of him making it more of a serious issue going onto the road trip with no extra players. I'm guessing that was part of the discussion.
I'm guessing that immediately after this game is finished, Rick Forney will be on the phone.
Well, he's going to have to be.
He's got to be. He was on the phone last night. Here's Luis Allen batting in the number 9 hole today. Here's the first pitch by Coe. It's in there for strike 1. Luis has been red hot. He's hitting .317 now. Luis, over his last 10 games, 13 hits and 32 at bats, batting .406. Pitches inside 1-1. Coe gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That's way inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Luis. From San Francisco, Venezuela, Luis Allen. Now pretty much a fixture in this lineup for the Goldeyes. 2-1 the count. That's low. 3-1. Luis has a tremendous eye at the plate. Picked up a walk in last night's second game. Here's the pitch, and that's low, and he picks up another walk. So Coe walks the leadoff man, Luis Allen, and we'll go back to the top of the order with Tyler Kuhn. Goldeyes need a big inning. They need to put up some crooked numbers. Something they haven't had in this series, something they really haven't had much of in this 11-game homestand.
It's important to stay patient against Coe, who had 8 walks against Fargo Moorhead 2 starts ago. Scott, back on June 23rd. 8 walks. So, command can occasionally be an issue.
Well, he just walked Luis Allen. Here's Tyler Kuhn. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Kuhn, who has also been pretty good recently. 16 for 40 heading into this game, batting .400 in his last 10. Hitting .316 in his last 5. That pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So while the Goldeyes have struggled to get hits, they haven't struggled to hit the ball hard. They're hitting the ball hard, just right at people. So as they've struggled to get hits, Tyler Kuhn has been able to get his share. Allen with a pretty good lead at first. There's the pitch, and there's a line shot into the corner. If it gets down, it's foul. Wow, I'd love to see another look at this one. Boy, I thought that dropped right on the chalk. Wow. Luis Allen's having words with Henry Wrigley, third base.
Wow, this ball is hit very hard, and again, boy, oh boy, grid swing by Kuhn.
Yeah, we're not going to see it. Pretty tough camera shot for us. It was right on the line. Boy, it looked like a fair ball to me. But I'm a long way away from the umpire at first base.
Good on him for getting out there and having a close look.
Yep.
It did look very close, and you didn't see much of an argument from anyone here.
Nope. So 2-2 the count to Tyler Kuhn. Here's the pitch. That misses outside. 3-2.
Rick Forney would have had a pretty good look of it from his third base coach's box, and he didn't argue vehemently. So
count's full to Tyler Kuhn. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That might have been out of the strike zone, but too close to take. First strikeout of the game for Robert Coe. Coe gets a real tough hitter in Kuhn. And again, Goldeyes again, very, very close. Hit the ball hard. Just lands foul. And Kuhn robbed of a great opportunity for a double.
Mentioned earlier the Co has good stuff. He had 9 strikeouts in a game earlier this year, also had 8 in another, so he does have good stuff still, even though his numbers have been down.
First pitch to Brock Bond is outside for ball 1. Brock Bond 0 for 1. He grounded up to the second baseman, Sam Moss, back in the first inning. Runner at first, 1 away. No score. Bond fouls it off, and quickly Cole gets the count back to even at 1-1. Brock Bond from St. Louis, Missouri. Fan of the St. Louis Blues. And, of course, the St. Louis Cardinals. 1-1 the count, and there's one the other way. Fouled off again. Ball and 2 strikes. What did you think of Adam Wainwright joking around that he threw up meatballs to Derek Jeter?
Well, it was interesting. Not quite 100% sure on that. I think it did seem as though he was joking, as Mike Matheny so eloquently pointed out in his post-game presser, but why say it at all? Even if you did do it, don't say it. Well, no, it was dumb. It was a dumb thing to say.
What?
Again, I think it was funny if he was trying to add humor, yes, but in the context of it, he shouldn't have said anything. Just tip your cap to the guy.
2-2 the count to Bond. There's one fouled right back onto the roof.
And again, the fallback, blame social media for making a big deal about it. No, Mike Matheny, he said it out loud to a group of reporters.
It's like asking for it.
Sure. I don't know. To me, it was just handled poorly on all
levels.
2-2
the count to
I
Brock
did love
Bond.
Matheny's honesty, saying, if you don't want everyone to be nondescript like me, then don't rip a guy for having a personality. That I found funny.
3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. Allen at first. That was in the All-Star game, of course. Adam Wainwright, the starting pitcher for the National League. Of course, the starting pitcher should have been Clayton Kershaw, but that's another argument. There goes Allen. There's a line drive to shortstop. Brock Bond is out, and Allen is out at first base. The hit and run was on. Bond hit it hard, but he hit it right at Joey Becker. It'll go 6-3 double play. And the Goldeyes can't buy a break. Another line drive right at somebody. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We played 3 complete. It's St. Paul nothing, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Just really quick, Rick, can you give us an update on Jake?
He just tweaked his ankle, turning first base there. Just injury that he had before, some weakness in that area.
And did you get any indication of severity yet? Or?
I don't know. He says he'll be okay. You never know right after it happens. You got to wait to see what it looks like tomorrow and the day after.
Appreciate the update. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we have more defensive changes for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Luis Allen goes back behind the plate. He'll catch. Jordan Guida has moved to left field, and because of the sore leg issue for Sam Kimmel, he's moved to first base. My thought on this, and we're not down there, but obviously you pointed out that Sam Kimmel was running gingerly. Kimmel obviously told Rick Forney that he could play. Either Forney or Kimmel probably had the discussion. Well, they did have the discussion because we watched it, about where he could play, and he's moved to first. And Jordan Guida, who has played some outfield for this club, has moved into left field, and back behind the plate will go Luis Allen.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of range right now, I think. Jordan Guida can cover a lot of ground in the outfield. I believe he was an outfielder in college, too, so I think it's just a comfort factor. And again, Kimmel needs to stay in the game because the Goldeyes don't really have another suitable option. But he's moving to a position where there should be a little less running. Now, having said that, if you get into a situation for bunt coverage and things of that nature, it could be problematic for Kimmel over there because you may have to field a sacrifice bunt or get around things of that nature. But again, I think you understand why it's being done because Guida, you need a guy that has mobility out in the outfield more than you do at first base.
Exactly. So for the St. Paul Saints here in the fourth inning, it'll be Henry Wrigley, Angelo Sonko, and Joe Bonfi. 3 tough outs for Ethan Hollingsworth. So those changes again. Luis Allen goes back from first base behind the plate to catch. Jordan Guida goes from catcher to left field, and Sam Kimmel goes from left field to third base. There's a line shot, solid base hit on the first pitch. Hollingsworth serves up to Henry Wrigley.
And again, this is the whole argument about having too small a roster in the American Association. If you have a 23 or 24-man roster, this is not a decision. You take Kimmel out of the game and you put another position player into the game. But when you have a 22-man roster, it makes it awfully difficult on the manager if you want to have a full bullpen, which you need when you're playing a 5-game series with 2 doubleheaders in the middle of July.
Exactly. Four hits now for the Saints. Here's the pitch by Hollingsworth, and the bunt is dropped foul. Nobody expected Henry Wrigley to square and bunt. He's a big bat in this lineup. 12 home runs and 46 RBIs. Sam Kimmel didn't even leave first base. So 1 strike. Correct that to Angelo Sonko, who has 8 home runs in the season. Henry Wrigley's at first base. But nobody expected Sonko to bunt either. Josh Mazzola has moved into the grass at third base. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 1. That was a test pitch, almost a pitch out. Nice and high to see if Wrigley was going to take off. 1-1 the count to Sonko. Hollingsworth pitches in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's interesting, too. We've had the battery change on 2 occasions here. Allen started the game with Hollingsworth. Guy that comes behind the plate for a couple innings. Now Allen back behind. Again, Allen is an experienced guy, but it takes a while to sort of get into sync with your battery mate, especially when he's been at a different position for a couple innings.
There's one foul back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Angelo Sonko. Fans having trouble making a catch with that one.
Pretty good effort by the youngster.
It was.
Tried to use 2 hands, but had a water bottle in his hand. He's all right, though.
2-2 to Sonko. Off-speed pitch on the corner, misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Henry Wrigley with a pretty good lead at first base. Hollingsworth gets the sign from Allen. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner, and it's a fly ball in the left field. Hit pretty hard. Guida goes back to the warning track, back to the wall, and he can't handle it. It's off the wall. Guida gets it back into the infield quickly. Wrigley had to wait to see if Guida could make the catch. He did not, so Wrigley goes to third base. It'll be a double for Sonko. He hit it hard, and it just kept going and going.
And you could see the wind really played a factor on this one, Scott. The ball just continued to carry. Guida got a pretty good jump on it. Gets back to the wall, and just looked like he missed it at the last second.
Yep.
He was in position to make the play. But again, here's a guy who's played some outfield. Just hasn't played a lot of outfield this year. Can't haul it in, and it's going to be a double instead of a long, loud out.
So runners on second and third with nobody out. And the Goldeyes are in tough right now. Here's the pitch to Bonfi. It's low for ball 1.
Again, that ball just continued to carry. It got up in the old jet stream, wind blowing out to left field, and Guida hustled to get back there and just couldn't haul it in.
So runners in second and third with nobody out. The ever dangerous Joe Bonfi at the plate. There's a pitch. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. Bonfi came in hitting .306, 3 homers, 29 driven in. Grounded out to second base back in the second inning. Here's the pitch, and that hit him. Bonfi is hit and the bases are loaded. Got away from Hollingsworth, and St. Paul has loaded him up with nobody out here in the fourth.
Big spot here too. We saw it on Tuesday in the first game of the resumption of the June 14th game. Pitch looks like a fastball just hit him on the left cheek, if you will.
If you will. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the guy who was the hero in game 1 last night. Jake Taylor, swing and a miss, strike 1. Taylor hit a 3-run home run right over the Salisbury House sign. And that did it. Broke a 2-2 tie and put an exclamation point on game 1 of the doubleheader.
Corners playing in. Probably come to home, but you can get 2 up the middle. Goldeyes playing back up the middle in double play depth. Kuhn and Bond.
Bonfi at first, Sonko at second, Wrigley at third. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and Hollingsworth gets way ahead of Jake Taylor with a couple of off-speed pitches.
Chandler Barnard back on Tuesday had a bases loaded situation with none out and
got out of it.
Got off the tightrope with none out thanks to a pair of strikeouts and a flyout. Ethan Hollingsworth would love to do the same.
No balls and 2 strikes. Here's Hollingsworth's pitch. That just missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ethan Hollingsworth from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Played AAA with Indianapolis last year. 27 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Mazzola at third. He's coming home. Out at first, and no throw to second base. And the Goldeyes get the lead runner at the plate. So good job by Mazzola to get the lead runner, and Taylor safe on a fielder's choice.
Good pitch down in the zone. Mazzola plays it, gets the lead runner. Keep a force at every base here.
So 1 away. Base is still loaded. And here's Jared McDonald, the center fielder. McDonald struck out his first trip. He's 0 for 1. Here's Hollingsworth's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Again, an off-speed pitch fools McDonald. There is nothing Hollingsworth wants more right now than a ground ball right at Bond, Kuhn, or Mazzola. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball to Brock Bond. Over to second for 1, back to first. Safe! Oh, they called him safe at first base, and the run scores. McDonald is safe on a fielder's choice. The runner at second is out. Let's have another look at this one.
Not really a hard hit ball. Really good job on the pivot. Watch the pivot by Bond here. Gets his body in position, pivot. Good throw to Kuhn. Fires it over to first.
Wow.
Bang, bang play over at first.
Boy, was that close. Regardless, the run scores. It'll be an RBI for Jared McDonald. Second out of the inning. Runners now on first and third with 2 away. And brings up the 9-hitter, Joey Becker. Pitch by Hollingsworth, swing and foul. Right back to the backstop. 1 strike to Joey Becker. Our truck tells us that in super slow motion, he was safe. So an RBI by Jared McDonald. Now I'm being told by the truck that he was out. They have a... We slow it down in the truck that we can't see. Now I get a third report. Let's just say it was a close play at first base.
Bang, bang play.
Bang, bang play at first base. He was either out or safe. One of the two. The umpire said he's safe, period. End of conversation.
Here's another look. Here's the super slow-mo. Yep. Tie to the run. Tie to the runner.
Tie goes to the runner. Let's go back to bang, bang play, and the umpire calls him safe. And there's nothing we can do about it, even if
there was a replay challenge. I don't know that would be overturned.
I don't know that they could overturn it. You're right. 2 strikes to Becker. There goes the runner from first, the throw down to second base, and they got him. What a great throw by Luis Allen. Jared McDonald tossed out. Brock Bond gets the tag on. And that does it for St. Paul in the 4th inning. But they get a run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors. And in the end, 1 man left. Joey Becker will be back to bat to start the 5th inning. So we played 3.5 here in downtown Winnipeg. It's St. Paul 1, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Visit Goldeyes.com, the official website for everything you need to know about your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Check out the players, the front office, and even the Safeway Goldeyes baseball broadcast schedule on Shaw TV. It's all right there at Goldeyes.com.
Welcome back. There's your scoreboard. 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for the St. Paul Saints. No runs on 3 hits and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. There's our standings in the American Association. Now, these are the overall standings in the game behind leaders, so don't pay any attention to games back in this list because it's been listed as Wichita has the best record in the league, and they're 4 games ahead of Winnipeg. These are not the standings that would be used for the playoffs in terms of games behind. So Winnipeg is in first place in the North. They lead St. Paul by 2.5 games, correct that, 3.5 games, and they lead Fargo-Moorhead by 8.5 games. So Gary is in first place in the Central. They're 6 games back of Wichita, but they're in first place, and they'll be a playoff-bound team if the standings don't change. They are a full, make that 5 games ahead of Lincoln, the second-place team in the Central. Wichita leads in the South, and they're 7.5 up on Laredo. So don't pay any attention to the games behind leaders on that standing. The reality is Winnipeg is in first place, 3.5 games ahead of St. Paul in the race for first in the North, and Gary is in first place in the Central, and they're 5 games ahead of Lincoln in the Central Division. There will be a wild card team, and right now that wild card team would be St. Paul. So to lead it off for the Goldeyes here in the 4th, it's Casey Harther. He faces Coe, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Becker handles it. He fires to first. And that's the first out quickly here in the 4th inning. It brings up Jake Blackwood. Well, it would have brought up Jake Blackwood. Now it brings up Jordan Guy.
Indeed. He's got the neon bat going there.
Hey, had it the other night when he played.
I guess it's red.
Jordan Guida comes into the ball game hitting .258. He has had only 62 at bats. He has 16 hits, 4 of them doubles. He has a home run and 6 driven in. So Blackwood doubled and was injured rounding first base. That ankle injury again. So he's out, and Jordan Guidas into the ballgame. Pitch by Cohen. There's a line shot right at the first baseman, who is playing in a spot where first basemen never play anybody. Tremendous defense by George Samus again. There is no way Angelo Sonko would play any other hitter in the lineup in that spot.
Well, again, it's the reverse shift, and it works to perfection for the Saints.
Samus has been tremendous defensively in this series. He has had his defenders positioned perfectly against the Goldeyes, and that's the second out. Here's Donnie Webb. First pitch to Webb is in there for a strike. Webb is 0 for 1. He lined out hard to right field to end the first inning, the one rally the Goldeyes have had in this ballgame. 1 ball and 1 strike to Webb. There's Coe's pitch. That misses. 2-1 to Donnie Webb. Donnie Webb will play in the All-Star game on the 29th, right here at Shaw Park. One of 6 Goldeyes on the All-Star team. Pitch by Coe is high. 3 balls and 1 strike to Webb. The Goldeyes have hit a line drive hard in every inning right at somebody today. You know you're in a slump. There's a little soft line drive out to center field, and that'll be a base hit. Had he hit that hard, McDonald would have caught it. But he kind of got it a bit out on the end of the bat and just dropped it into left center field for a base hit. So a solid single for Donnie Webb. And here comes Josh Mazzola.
Off-speed pitch, looked like a slider. Webb hits it off the end of the bat into center field.
Good bit of hitting by Donnie Webb to get the base hit. And that brings up Mazzola, who comes in hitting .241. He has 7 homers, 31 driven in. He singled back in the second inning, hit hard. Vanilla Smooth, the official bodyguard of Reggie Abercrombie. And if you understand all of that, Kenny Wiebe, you're a better man than
I don't.
They have been lurking everywhere in this building during the day with their super soakers. Pitch to Mazzola's fouled off. No balls and a strike to Josh from Santee, California. Most outstanding player on the team last season. The Goldeyes just 2 games away from 60% of the season done. They played 58 games to this point. 36-22, pretty good record. Despite this current slump, they're 2-8 at home on this 11-game homestand. 2-8 in the first 10.
Yeah, no reason to be too stressed when you're in first place, though.
It's reached the point, though, against the St. Paul team, their defense has been so remarkably tremendous that somebody's going to have to start hitting it out of the park because they can't go there. Goes pitch. That's on the corner. 2 strikes to Mazzola. Donnie Webb's at first base, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Coe checks the runner. The pitch. There's a ground ball to the second baseman Moss. He fires to first, and that does it. The Goldeyes are done in the 4th inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 5th. It's the St. Paul Saints 1 and the Winnipeg Goldeyes nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. Goldeyes Home Run Gang membership. For more information, call 982-BASE.
And just as we head into the top of the 5th inning, we always want to remind our viewers at home that we are all over social media, both on Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg. And we do have 1 tweet, believe it or not, to share. I wasn't sure with it being a matinee game if we would have a lot of folks on social media. Kayla Cruikshank says she's at the Goldeyes game for lunch break. Nice to get outside during the day, finally.
Good for her. That's a lot of fun. Come for 3 or 4 innings. Enjoy lunch. Enjoy lunch at the ballpark. Food is spectacular here at Shaw Park. And a pretty good crowd now. There's lots of kids in the ballpark. It'll be a pretty good number today. All of the daycares and the day camps are all at the ball game. So we have a pretty solid crowd.
Social media never sleeps, Scotty.
It doesn't. It never sleeps. So for St. Paul here in the 5th inning, Joey Becker will come back to the plate. Becker had been at bat when Jared McDonald was tossed out trying to steal on a tremendous throw by Luis Allen. So Becker gets to start all over, and he'll lead it off here in the 5th. Then it'll be Devin Tout and Sam Moss.
Always nice to be able to start over when the at-bat's not going as smoothly.
You're right. Yeah, he wasn't having what you would call a smooth at bat, but now he gets a second chance. It's a do-over for Joey Becker. Ethan Hollingsworth is happy that there's nobody on base. Here's the first pitch to Becker. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1.
Is that curveball again to get things started?
And a good one, too. Pitch misses. Curveball again. 1 ball and 1 strike to Joey Becker. Becker 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded up to shortstop back in the 3rd inning. We're in the 5th. The final game of this 5-game series. Pitch by Hollingsworth is lined the other way, and that could be 2. Donnie Webb hustles over to get it. He's got a great arm, and there's a good throw into second base. Not good enough. It's a double for Joey Becker, and you're right, he gets a do-over and takes advantage. Goes the opposite way, takes a curveball the other way for a solid double into the corner. Good bit of hitting.
No question. Pitches away, went with it, down the line. Donnie Webb makes a nice play to get over there. Turns and fires a nice throw, just a little bit off target. Allows Becker to get in there with the leadoff double.
And that brings up Devin Tout, the number 1 hitter in the lineup, top of the order. First pitch to Tout, misses, ball 1. Becker with a pretty good lead at second base. Pitch by Hollingsworth, swing and a miss. 1-1, the count to Devin Tout. Tout is 1 for 2. He singled in the first inning. And then fouled out to Luis Allen, who was playing first base for the third inning. Hollingsworth's pitch is lined foul. Boy, that was close too. My goodness, that looked fair. Wow.
Yikes. That
immediately called a foul ball by home plate umpire Harrison Silverman.
I'm not sure. That was very close. Looked like it hit the chalk line, didn't it?
Looked pretty close to me. Anyway, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Devin Tout. Hollingsworth is ahead of the leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball foul, chopped. By leadoff hitter, I mean leading off to start the game. You are very seldomly the leadoff hitter after that. And of course, he's batting in the second hole in this inning. And as Joey Becker doubled to lead it off. So 1-2 to Devin Tout, who hails from Anthem, Arizona. Played with the club in Normal last year. What's their name, Al Foster? Is Al back?
Is my microphone on?
It is now, yeah.
The Corn Belters?
The Corn Belters, the Normal Corn Belters.
I love it. I have a friend up in Whitehorse, Yukon, who wears a different jersey to work every day. I've got to get him a Corn Belter jersey.
You do. There's a pop-up. Back goes Bond. In comes Webb. Webb calls off Bond, and he makes the catch. So it'll go as a fly ball to right field. Devin Tout first out of the inning.
Good job by Bond. You got to go until you get called off. You got to make sure you get there if you can, but much easier play for the guy coming in on the ball, as Donnie Webb is, and takes charge out there. Good hustle by Bond to get out there, but there you can see good communication. Webb taking charge. Bond gets out of the way. Webb hauls it in easily. First out of the inning. Runner cannot advance.
So here's Sam Moss with 1 away and a man on second. First pitch to Moss is low for ball 1. Sam Moss is 1 for 2. He was out on the fielder's choice in the first inning and then doubled in the third. Was stranded on second base. Had a 2-out double in the third inning. Hollingsworth gets the sign from Luis Allen. He checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That misses high, 2-0. To Sam Moss from Northfield, Minnesota, the youngest guy in the ballgame, born in 91. Ben Hughes was also born, rather correct that Andy Johnson was born in 91. The Goldeyes have 2 players born in the 90s. I'm a liar. The youngest player dressed today. Although he's not in uniform, he is on the roster. He is not dressed today. On the disabled list, Jeffrey Stoner, the Goldeyes right-handed reliever, was born in 1992.
Right out of college.
Right out of college. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sam Moss. So Moss officially the second youngest player on these 2 teams, although the youngest in the ballgame.
Scotty had mentioned the Yukon Territory. We actually have a special weather statement from Environment Canada about forest fire smoke here in the city from the NWT, BC, and Alberta.
Wow. It's a little hazy. It's sunny today.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the haze in the air. 2-2 the count to Moss. Big lead at second base for Becker. Here's the pitch. And there's a hard hit ball into the gap. Back goes Gaida. Back, it's over his head. just couldn't make the play. Goida gets the ball into the infield. Becker had to hold at second base. He had no choice. So Becker can't score from second on the double by Moss. He had to wait. And that Goida got back on it. Just got over his head.
That's a bad read by Becker, Scott. I'm sorry. That is a bad read. You got to go halfway on that right there.
Oh, you're talking about Becker at second.
Yes, not a bad read by Goida. Good hustle by Goida. He's got to go halfway on that. There's no reason to tag. You can get back to the bag and tag and still get to third, but if you go halfway, you score easily on that play. That's bad base running, and as of right now, that cost the Saints a run right there. Good hustle by Goida, gave it the best chance he had, but again, that's a ball up in the jet stream that continued to sail towards the warning track. Goida can't haul it in, and Joey Becker just gets over to third base. Again, nice hustle by Goida to get it in, but you got to score on that play right there.
So runners at second and third with one out. And here comes the hard-hitting Evan Bigley. 5 homers, 43 driven in. Came into the game hitting .320. He is 0 for 2. Popped out to second and lined out to second. First pitch misses, ball 1. Hollingsworth's pitch misses again. 2 balls and no strikes. Unintentional, intentional walk. I wouldn't think you would do that to get to Henry Wrigley.
Well, I guess you set up the double play. That would be the only reason to do it.
2 balls and no strikes to Evan Bigley. Hollingsworth's pitch misses again. It looks like he's not throwing anything near the wheelhouse of Evan Bigley. And now officially they're going to walk Bigley to load the bases. That 4th pitch, that ball 4, was as close to the plate as Hollingsworth threw it in that at bat.
And you need to be careful. You've seen guys reach over the plate and wrap doubles on pitches that are the intention was for it to be an intentional walk.
So the bases are loaded with 1 away. The double play opportunity is there. Mazzola, Kuhn, and Bond play at double play depth for the hard-hitting Henry Wrigley. 12 homers, 46 RBIs. Bases loaded with 1 away. Becker at third, Moss at second, Bigley at first. Here's the pitch. Just misses, ball 1. Goldeyes can't afford to give up many runs. They just have not been hitting the baseball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Ethan Hollingsworth. The off-speed pitch at 79. The change fooled Bigley. It's 1-1. But the way things have been going for Winnipeg with the tremendous defensive play of the St. Paul Saints, combined with the fact that the Goldeyes haven't had very many hits in the last 4 games. And there's a ground ball to Kuhn, exactly what he wanted. He flips to Brock Bond. Bond to first, and that does it. A 6-4-3 tailor-made double play, and the Goldeyes get out of it. So it was a good idea to walk Evan Bigley to face Henry Wrigley. No runs on 2 hits, 2 doubles, and they can't score a run. There was no errors, and 2 men were left on base at the end. But the Goldeyes get out of it without getting clobbered. It could have been ugly. It wasn't. Good job by Hollingsworth. At St. Paul 1, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
When it comes to sports, we all like to watch the Jets and Blue Bombers, but there are many of you who also like to follow university, high school, even semi-pro sports. From high school volleyball and basketball championships, Bison athletics, even Goldeyes baseball, we're happy to bring you the best and most comprehensive sports coverage at the community level. Why? Because we know it matters to you.
Art. Pure and simple.
Welcome back to Shaw Park. An afternoon ball game today. Glad you could join us. The Goldeyes trail 1-0. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It will be Reggie Abercrombie, Sam Kimmel, and Luis Allen to face Robert Coe, who's been very good today. Recycle Everywhere presents the 2014 All-Star Game Skills Competition on Monday, July 28th at Shaw Park. The best of the American Association going head-to-head in a battle to determine the most skilled player in the league. It'll all culminate with the Home Run Derby on Monday night. That's Monday, July 28th at Shaw Park, the Recycle Everywhere Skills Competition. And the media competition will be part of it, featuring Ken Wiebe, superstar.
Singles hitter.
Yeah, it'll still be farther than most. So here's Reggie Abercrombie. It'll be Abercrombie, Kimmel, and Allen facing Robert Coe. Goldeyes, no runs on just 4 hits through 4 innings. First pitch to Abercrombie is in the dirt, ball 1. Reggie's 0 for 1. He hit it hard. A line shot right at Jared McDonald in center field. It's Coe's pitch, and there's another line shot, and that could be 2. Reggie got all of that one. He rounds first. He'll go into second standing up. It's a leadoff double in the 5th inning for Reggie Abercrombie. He's hit 2 balls on the nose today, Kenny.
Yeah, no question. Swinging the bat a little bit better. As we mentioned, the power numbers and the RBI totals are up. The average a bit down. There's a good swing right there. Looked like a slider. Abercrombie drills it into left field for a double. Now with Kimmel coming up, you'd expect the bunt to be put on here, I would think. Move him over to third. Give Luis Allen a shot to drive him in. Or even a ground ball to the right side, whatever you want to do. But if you're a guy like Kimmel, it's important that you know how to bunt, being a bottom of the order type guy with some speed.
Kimmel squares and drops a nice one down the third baseline. And the ball is thrown away. Kimmel's going to go to second. Reggie's going to score. We got a tie ball game. Abercrombie touches the plate, and it's 1-1. Robert Coe threw it away. The cycle play was on. Moss came over from second base to take the throw from Coe. He could not hang on, and the Goldeyes get a run.
Excellent execution, Scott. Good sacrifice bunt by Kimmel. And again, I think if he's at full speed, he might beat this out as it is. It will go as a sacrifice and an error. Does a good job getting the bat in front, cushions the ball nicely, hustles as best he can. Coe rushed his throw. It's offline. Could have potentially been a collision. Kimmel, even with the bad leg, hustles over to second base, gets himself into scoring position for Luis Allen. Good execution by the Goldeyes. And they finally got a break.
They got a break. Robert Coe threw it away. Kimmel's now on second with nobody out. And here's Luis Allen. Coe checks the runner. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Luis came in hitting .317. He walked in his first trip. 3 homers, 28 driven in. Big wind blowing out over that left field wall. Goldeyes have tied the ball game at 1 here in the 5th inning. Coe's pitch, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Will it get through? It does not. Great play by the second baseman Moss. He throws out Allen. 4-3 on the putout. Over to third base goes Kimmel. But again, defense for the Saints. They had him played perfectly.
Really good.
They played Luis right up the middle.
Good piece of hitting, but again, as you mentioned, great positioning. This ball's drilled up the middle, and the second base, look how far the second baseman came to get that ball, throwing across the body to get him by a couple steps. But good base running by Kimmel to get over to third.
Yeah. So now the infield is in to face Tyler Kuhn. Kimmel's at third base with 1 away. Pitch by Coe. Kuhn is outside, ball 1. Tyler Kuhn 0 for 2. He flied out to center field in the first and struck out in the third. The only strikeout of the game for Robert Coe. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Kuhn.
Perfect guy to be batting in this situation. You got a patient hitter like Kuhn. The infield is in. Not going to swing unless it's something he can drive to the outfield or line through the infield on the ground.
(2-0) to Kuhn. Here's the pitch. That misses. 3-0. And you're right about patient hitter. He's also a patient hitter who can elevate the baseball.
Sorry, Scott, that is It's Downing into pinch run, I think, 35. It's no longer
So it's no longer Kimmel, it's Downing.
That's
running.
why he got over to third a little easier than we suspected on that play by Luis Allen.
And they decide to walk Tyler Kuhn, put runners at first and second with one out. So this will be interesting. Keohi Downing probably go in the outfield. He'll probably go in the left field. Jordan Guida will come back and catch, and Luis Allen will go back to first base. I think what happened is that Rick Forney...
Well, that's the go-ahead run. You got to be able to have someone that can run at full speed.
But I think he was also a little bit concerned on a couple of plays by Guida in the outfield, not taking the right routes to the ball. And I think we're going to see Keohi go to the outfield. That would be my guess. He's played outfield before in his career.
Oh, yeah. No. I think this has more to do with the running than the defense. I think Guida there were a couple of tough plays out there for sure, but I don't think they were routine plays that he botched by any stretch of the imagination.
He didn't botch them. Let's just say that Rick Forney kind of frowned in the dugout.
Fair.
So Keohi will probably go to left field. Luis will go back to first base, and Guida will catch, where he's very comfortable. Ball 2 to Brock Bond. Bit of Satchel Paige here. Walk the bases loaded in order to face Casey Hartley, the number one hitter in the league. Remember when Satchel did that with Josh Gibson? Three and 0, the count to Brock Bond. 3-0. So a runner at first, a runner at third, and 3-0 the count to Brock Bond. Coe's pitch is right down the middle for a strike, 3-1.
Bond's been swinging the bat well. I don't think you'd see a safety squeeze in play here. I think you're going to let him swing away if you're Rick Forney.
Here's the pitch, and that's ball 4. Down and away, and Bond walks to load the bases. This is something Tyler Kuhn talked about last night. There weren't very many walks in the doubleheader, the entire doubleheader. 4 walks in the first game, none in the second. And it makes a difference when you walk players. You don't have to depend on the hitting. You put them on base yourself. And the Goldeyes pick up a couple of walks here to load the bases with Downing at third, with Kuhn at second, and now with Bond at first for the number 1 hitter in the league, Casey Hartley.
2 real patient hitters at the top of the lineup in Tyler Kuhn and Brock Bond. Both of them love to work the count deep.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Casey Hartley. So unless there's another change, Keohi Downing will move into the 8th spot in the lineup, and we'll see where they end up playing Keohi, if in fact it's Keohi in the end. 1 strike to Harther. Here's the pitch. That's low. Ball 1. 1-1 to Casey. Casey's 1 for 2. Singled in the first. Grounded up to short in the 4th. Bases loaded, 1 away. Here's Coe's pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So maybe you could bring Harther into first base, maybe, but I don't know. Then you're having the DH is going to the pitcher will have to bat in that spot the rest of the game, and I just don't see that happening at this stage of the game. It is an option for Rick Forney, but we'll see which way he decides to go.
Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball foul. It'll get out of play, probably end up in the berm. Just short. Bounces to a fan. Nice catch by the young man. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So bases loaded, 1 away. Harther with a 1-2 count. Goldeyes, Saints tied at 1. Coe checks the runners. Here's the pitch. That misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Harther.
Real good take by Harther. That's a looping curveball that was probably looked pretty juicy
when it left his hand.
He was able to hold off and get it to 2-2.
Great hitters can see that spin, generally know what it's going to do. 2-2 the count to Harther. The pitch, the fastball right back up the middle, and it's mishandled by Coe. He'll get Harther at first. It'll be an RBI as Downing scores. Keohi Downing comes home. It'll be a run batted in for Casey Harther. Out 1-3. Tyler Kuhn and Brock Bond move up 90 feet to second and third, and it brings up Jordan Guida.
Hard hit ball, but again, Cole looked like he took his eye off of it just at the last second there. Harther does enough to get himself a run batted in. A couple of misplays by Cole this inning, one on the throw and now on the glove. And that comebacker, he might have been able to hold the runner, but instead...
Might have been a double play ball.
Right.
Handles it clearly.
The old 1-2-3 double play was certainly what he was thinking, and that's probably why he took his eye off of it.
So here's Guida with the Goldeyes now leading 2-1. 2 runs in this 5th inning, and Guida with an opportunity to drive in 2 with a base hit. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan Guida. Here's Coe's pitch, and there's a ground ball, foul. Hit a high hopper down the line that got past Wrigley, but foul. 1-1, the count to Jordan Guida. Jordan Guida from Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Arizona Coyotes. Brand new team in the NHL. Oh no, it's the Phoenix Coyotes. Now the Arizona Coyotes. You seen the new uniforms?
No.
They've evidently got new uniforms this year. Here's the pitch to Guida, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Goldeyes catcher for a while, currently left fielder, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see.
One and 2 the count. Here's the pitch by Coe. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Guida goes down on strikes, and that ends the inning. But the Goldeyes get a pair of runs. 2 runs on just 1 hit. There was an error, and 2 men left. Couple of walks thrown in there. The Goldeyes have taken the lead. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning. It's Winnipeg 2, St. Paul 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct satellite TV today.
Top of the 6th inning means it's time to check in on your American Association Saves Leaders, brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Former Clearwater Thresher, now Lincoln Salt Dog, Marshall Schuler leading the way again with 18 saves. Matt Navarez from Wichita with 16. Dan Sattler, Chris Regas, and Nate Garcia of Fargo Moorhead all coming in then with 13 saves. And yes, Scott, I know, Chris Kissick has 11. The American Association Saves Leaders are brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro encouraging all of you to save energy and be power smart by using Energy Star appliances.
All sorts of changes defensively for the Goldeyes. Let's try to get it straight. Donnie Webb moves from right field to left field. Webb is going to left field. Keohi Downing is going to go to right field. Luis Allen goes back to first base, and Jordan Guida in his very comfortable position as the catcher. So Guida behind the plate, Allen at first, Downing in right, and Webb in left.
I can't remember a game with this many defensive changes.
No, not with the Goldeyes, certainly.
No. Musical chairs behind the plate as well. Again, Rick Forney hasn't had much choice, but it's been interesting. You don't see the battery change 4 times in a game generally, or no, 4 variations.
And Ethan Hollingsworth has hung in there and allowed only 1 run on 7 hits. There is a ball hit a mile the wrong way. Boy, was it crushed by Henry Wrigley, or rather Angelo Sonko, who's leading it off here in the 6th inning. It's Sonko, Bonfie, and Taylor. And Sonko hit it a mile toward the Forks. Pitch is high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sonko. Sonko today is 2 for 2 with a run scored. He has a single and a double. Single in the 2nd, double in the 4th. Scored the only run of the game for St. Paul. Here's the pitch. And it's chopped foul at the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Angelo Sonko from Rathdrum, Idaho, and another one of those guys in this team that played for Rancho Cucamonga and Chattanooga last year. Off-speed pitch right down the middle, and that's strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Ethan Hollingsworth, and let's have another peek.
Real good curveball in the outer half here. Just bends nicely, as you're going to see right here. Good looping curve, and Sonko just froze, and he knew it.
So Hollingsworth gets the leadoff hitter for the first time in 3 innings. And that brings up the very hot-hitting Joe Bonfie, the left fielder. Bonfie is 0 for 1 today. He grounded at second base in the second, then was hit by a pitch back in the 4th in a tender part of the backside. There's a high fly ball. It's into foul territory in the corner. Donnie Webb is over there and makes the catch. Boy, that wind took that a mile. It didn't look like it was going to go half that far when it left the bat.
Yeah, no question. Nice hustle by Webb. He tracks it nicely off the bat. He realizes he has room in the corner near the Goldeyes bullpen and hauls it in nicely. There you see right there. Great read. Has a look to see where he is. Finds the ball again. Calmly gets it into the glove. That was my argument towards those plays with Guida. The ball is really carrying to left field
right now. It really is.
Now.
It's tough over there. But I think Jordan is much more comfortable behind.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Very good receiver. The pitchers speak highly of him as a receiver. Quickly, 2 strikes to Jake Taylor, 2 good pitches, 2 curveballs from Hollingsworth to get ahead in this count.
Guida worked on his catching during the offseason.
Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
When you're only catching maybe once a week or once every 10 days, you need to be solid, and it's hard to stay sharp at that position. You got to be thinking the game all the time. You got to be in sync with all the pitchers.
2-2 the count to Jake Taylor. Taylor's 0 for 2. He struck out in the second, hit into a fielder's choice back in the 4th. And then there's a strike.
Scott and Ken, I have a message from longtime PA announcer Ron Arnst. He said, we better get our gloves ready. We're running out of bodies.
Well, we'll let Kenny go first.
I was the best backup first baseman for the Gladstone Hornets.
That pitch misses, ball 4.
The mighty Hornets.
The mighty Hornets. Champions of 1984.
Champions of what?
The Gladstone Men's Fastball League. There were 6 teams,
Sorry, I was just teasing. It was just teasing.
There were 6 teams, buddy, except you couldn't play during seeding or harvesting.
Well, it's good to have
Kenny's
rules.
been on those teams before, and so have I. I played for the Giroux A's for 10 years. Yes, there was no fall baseball, and there was certainly no spring training. Here's Jared McDonald with Taylor at first and 2 out. First pitch way outside, ball 1. Hollingsworth has worked into the 6th. He's battled today, given up 7 hits. There has been a base runner in every single inning. And yet he has ground this one out. There goes the runner. There's the pitch. There's the throw from Guida. It's on the wrong side of the bag. It'll be a stolen base for Jake Taylor, the catcher.
Pretty good jump right there.
A huge jump.
Pitch is down. Guida unloads, but in there safely.
So runner at second with 2 away. 2 balls and no strikes to the 8th hitter in the lineup, Jared McDonald. Hollingsworth checks the runner. Here's the pitch, and it's a little fly ball in the left field. On comes Donnie Webb. He'll have no problem with that one. And Hollingsworth works through the 6th. There have been runners in scoring position in every inning but the first. Runners in every inning, and yet Ethan Hollingsworth has battled and battled and battled, and he takes the lead into the 7th. In the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left on second base. The Goldeyes still lead at 2-1. We got a dandy here at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. It's Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. The McDonald's Winnipeg Goldeyes Summer Skills Camp will take place at Shaw Park on Monday, July 28th. Kids ages 8 to 13 can learn baseball skills from members of the Goldeyes during this 3-hour camp. For more information and to sign up, visit goldeyes.com.
We're back at the ballpark before the game. Al Foster had an opportunity to talk to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th, Donnie Webb.
First of all, congratulations on the All-Star nod, and talk a bit about that nomination.
It's a great honor. It's actually my first All-Star in independent ball, so I'm happy to accept it and ready to play in front of the fans and give them what they want.
I dare say it'll be nice too, just to get away from the grind a little bit.
Yeah, we played a lot of baseball in these past few days, and it's definitely a grind for sure.
Now, let's talk a bit about the team. Obviously not getting the results yet that you want with this series with St. Paul. Any panic right now?
No, it's baseball. It's going to happen, you know. We go on our streaks, and we'll sure bust out of it, and we'll get going again. I mean, our lineup's too good not to. So we just got to give it time and then let it develop and just relax and have fun again.
Appreciate you doing this. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Al Foster, with Donnie Webb. Pre-game interview work. Got to keep Al Foster working. He's on the Googles right now. Finding us Rancho Cucamonga, California.
You needed me to do that?
No, I don't. Webb will lead it off here in the 6th inning. It'll be Donnie Webb, Josh Mazzola, and Reggie Abercrombie, who has had a very, very good ball game today. Webb today is 1 for 2. He lined out, hit a rocket into right field in the first inning. Had an opportunity to drive in a couple of runs, but hit it right at right fielder Evan Bigley. And then he singled back in the 4th. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Robert Coe, he works into his 6th inning today. Pitch to Webb, swing and a miss on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Coe. There is some stretching going on in the St. Paul bullpen, and the bullpen catcher is up. Heading out to warm somebody up out there. 0-2 to Webb. Here's Coe's pitch, and that's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's already gone 6+ in 6 of his starts this year.
Webb came in hitting 279. That's gone up to 280. 6 home runs, 28 driven in. Here's the pitch. It's high, 2-2.
Webb's been a steady pickup as well for the Goldeyes. Plays some good defense, a little bit of power, good speed on the bases, pretty good average as well.
And there's a fly ball in left field, and it's going back. It is gone. A home run for Donnie Webb, and boy, that wind is really pulling the ball toward the river. A solo home run for Donnie Webb. I don't know about you, Kenny, but when that left his bat, I didn't think it was going to get out. I thought maybe a double, maybe into the corner, but it carried and got out of the ballpark.
Yeah, good opposite field power for the switch hitting Webb right there. Again, I'm with you. I thought that might be a tough play for the left fielder. It might be over his head for a double, but instead it goes over the wall for the 7th homer of the season for Donnie Webb.
And this home run is brought to you by Home Run Sports, proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Home Run Sports, located at 20 de la Seigneurie Boulevard, and Donnie Webb, as Kenny told you, hits his 7th of the year, and the Goldeyes take a 3-1 lead, and Josh Mazzola was trying to hit that one out.
Another look at it here again. Pitches up, down in the zone. Webb goes the other way. Again, I'm with you. I thought this was going to be a double, but it just kept carrying onto the road. Just about hit the van on the way by. Got to be careful when you drive down Waterfront.
You do. So a solo homer for Donnie Webb, 7th of the year, 29 runs batted in now. And here's Mazzola with an 0-2 count as the Goldeyes take a 3-1 lead. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, 1-2. Mazzola's 1 for 2 today, singled in the 2nd, grounded out to second base in the 4th. Two balls and 2 strikes now to Josh. Reggie Abercrombie, who's hit the ball hard twice today, is in the on-deck circle. And the way my score sheet has it, he'll be followed by Coe. He down. That's my guess.
Well, no guess. He's in right field, so.
But you never know how things may last. It's a strikeout for Robert Coe. Coe's third of the ball game.
I guess if you're looking to play the matchup game, you could go to Salamita, but that would mean Salamita goes to right field. So Downey stepped into the on-deck circle, so we're going to stick with him for now.
So Coe Downing will bat in the number 8 hole, replacing Sam Kimmel. Pitch to Abercrombie is outside for ball 1. Goldeyes 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. St. Paul 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error. Brendan Lafferty warming up for the Goldeyes. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Reggie. Saints play him straight away, and the swing and a miss, 2-1. The shift is on. Second baseman Sam Moss is on the shortstop side of second base. Deep in the hole is shortstop Joey Becker, and way deep at third base is third baseman Henry Wrigley. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive base hit. So much for the shift. Reggie just swinging it too good today. A second hit in a row. Puts a man at first with 1 away and brings up Coe Downing.
Good swing by Abercrombie, starting to heat up a little bit. Hanging slider, drilled it into center field for a base hit. 1 down for Coe Downing.
No batting average, no at bats.
Not this year.
This year. Reggie at first with 1 away. Time is called. They're making it even longer for Coe to get his first at bat. Downing has a lot of confidence, and he'll have a lot of confidence as a hitter. Last night in game 1, he won player of the game for a 1-2-3 ninth with 2 strikeouts, 1-2-3-7 with 2 strikeouts.
Lifetime batting average of 300, including his time in the San Francisco Giants organization. Scott?
Squares to bunt, bunts it foul.
In independent baseball, though, only hitting 167. That's 1 hit in 7 plate appearances. Has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 RBI.
0-1 to Downing. He's going to square. Here's the pitch. It's thrown away all the way to the backstop, and Reggie goes to second base. It's a wild pitch. Downing pulled it back. It's 1-1 the count. And now I suspect they'll let Coe hit. Double play's been taken out. Let's have another look. Or the obvious double
Squares
play.
Early. Oh, boy. Just a bit outside right there. That was just a bit outside. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we'll see if Forney lets him swing away. I mentioned Downing did hit .312 in A-ball in 2 years of A-ball.
So a runner at second now on the wild pitch with 1 away. Downing will have a chance to swing the bat. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That misses outside. 2-1.
Good patience right there. Hey, pitchers always tell you they can hit. This is a good time. This is a good chance for Downing to show Rick Forney.
It's an RBI
that he can
situation.
use him in a pinch.
Coe goes to second and throws it away, and Reggie's going to go to third base. There will be no play at third base. Reggie with too much speed. They threw it in the dirt, and Robert Coe has had some interesting tosses today. He's had a wild pitch. That'll be an error to the pitcher. The second error of the game.
And again, it won't go down as an error, but the comebacker that he botched, that is another misplay.
Botched, exactly right.
Here's the daylight play, throw in the dirt. Poor effort right there by Sam Moss to keep it in front of him. Abercrombie with the good hustle to get to third. Again, 2 errors and a misplay.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-2.
Again, you can't assume the double play, but that comebacker by Harther, that is a 1-2-3 double play. The Saints are out of the inning without that run scoring.
Absolutely. 2-2 to Downing. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 4, second of this inning for Robert Coe.
Coe digs deep.
Downing does his best.
Not a bad at bat. Not a bad at bat at all.
And with only 2 out, here's Luis.
And again, I mentioned it at the time. The base running error by Becker is also costly in a 2-run game by not scoring on that high fly ball. The double by Sam Moss.
So Luis 0 for 1. He walked in the 3rd and then grounded out to 2nd in the 5th. And it should have been a base hit, but again, great defense. And there's a chopper foul. And again, Sam Moss, second baseman, playing in the same place he played last time, which is basically almost on top of second base, right behind it.
Tough to argue with the results of the defensive positioning in this series by the Saints. Pretty impressive.
Here's Coe's pitch. There's a ground ball the other way. Be an easy play for Sonko. He'll take it himself. And that does it for the Goldeyes in this 6th inning. But they get a run. 1 run on the home run by Donnie Webb. They get a couple of hits. They strand Reggie Abercrombie at 3rd base. There was an error and 1 man left. So we'll go to the 7th. The Winnipeg Goldeyes lead it 3-1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Al Foster, and the tremendous Ken Reed of the Winnipeg Sun. Glad you could join us on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. Recycle Everywhere presents the 2014 All-Star Game Skills Competition on Monday, July 28th at Shaw Park. The best of the American Association will go head-to-head in a battle to determine the most skilled player in the league, and it will all culminate with the Home Run Derby. That's Monday night, July 28th at Shaw Park, the Recycle Everywhere Skills Competition. For tickets and information, call the Goldeyes office at 204-982-2273.
There's your scoreboard in center field here at Shaw Park. The Goldeyes lead 3-1. And Ethan Hollingsworth, the starting pitcher, has been a battler today.
It's been very impressive. We told you he was coming off a tough start against the Gary South Shore Railcats. Just left a few too many pitches up over the zone, but otherwise he is, in his 4 other starts, has been very good, going 5 1/3 in his debut against Quebec, 6 innings against Trois-Rivières, 6 1/3 against Kansas City, and 7 2/3 in probably his, well, one of his best starts of the year against Fargo-Moorhead. Did 7 hits, 3 runs allowed, 6 shutout innings against Trois-Rivières. But he's been very good, really battling, as you may. That's a great word for it. He has given up hits, but anytime he's been in a tough situation, he's found a way to work himself out of it. And even in that inning where they almost turned the double play, that's the only run allowed in this game by Hollingsworth so far. Really did a nice job. Bases loaded, no out. If you give up a run, in a lot of ways, that's a win for a pitcher.
3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Goldeyes. 1 run on 7 hits and 2 errors for the Saints. But Ethan Hollingsworth, with the exception of 1 time, and he almost got out of that one on a close play on a double play ball at first base, has been pretty sensational, especially when he gets into trouble. And he's been in trouble in most innings. He's had a runner in scoring position in every inning but 1. There's a chopper. Mazzola handles it, fires across the diamond, and they get Joey Becker with the first out here in the 7th. So a good pitch by Hollingsworth to get Becker to pound it into the ground, and a great defensive effort at 3rd base by Josh Mazzola.
This is an excellent read off the bat by Mazzola. It looks like a routine play, but it's only routine because he charges the ball so quickly, plays it at his chest level, throws across the body to Luis Allen to get the runner by a half step or so.
That's a tough throw.
Very tough play. Again, off his back leg. Really nice play. Athletic play by an athlete.
Well put, Kenny Wheat. Good job by Vanilla Smooth Josh Mazzola. Devin Tout is 1 for 3 today. Single in the 1st, foul out in the 3rd, and a fly out to right in the 5th. Hollingsworth's pitch, chopped down the first baseline, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Devin Tout.
Mazzola is such a versatile player. We mentioned it often, but again, you can't overstate the importance of having players that can play multiple positions. Again, Mazzola starting today at first base to give Casey Harther a half day off as a designated hitter. He's got to move over to 3rd, and he's done a great job.
There's strike 3, another strikeout for Ethan Hollingsworth. It's been his first, actually, since the first batter he faced in the 6th. His 4th strikeout of the game. And quickly, he has 2 outs here in the 7th. That was one of his best pitches of the ball game. That curved ball just buckled the knees of Devin Tout. And quickly, 2 down here in the 7th. And the batter's the ever-difficult Sam Moss, who has 2 doubles in this ball game. It's Hollingsworth's pitch. It's in the dirt, ball 1.
I mentioned in the opening, it was important for Hollingsworth to get that curveball going. He didn't have the curveball going against Gary, and that's one of the reasons he got roughed up. Today, it's been an excellent pitch for him.
Pitch chopped foul at the Goldeyes dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sam Moss. Moss in the 1st was safe on a fielder's choice. Then he doubled in the 3rd and doubled in the 5th.
Really important for Hollingsworth to work deep into the game because no Taylor Suet, no Gabe Aguilar available due to their workloads the last couple days here.
Off-speed pitch. Boy, that was close. 2 balls and 1 strike, and Ethan Hollingsworth thought he had strike 2. He's just glaring in at home plate umpire Harrison Silverman. That was a tremendous pitch. Have another peek at it.
Oh, boy.
It was belt high. And on the next pitch, Moss goes the other way for a base hit. Again, no inning without a base runner for St. Paul today.
Might be it.
And here comes Rick Forney. With Evan Bigley coming to the plate, Brendan Lafferty ready to go. That's going to be it for Ethan Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth still frustrated about, he's still asking where that was.
Where was that? That was a perfect pitch right over the heart of the plate. And Ethan Hollingsworth pitched a tremendous ball game today.
He just wants to
and
know
now he's
if it
having
was
a
too high
conversation
or...
with Silverman.
Definitely understand the frustration. It was over the plate, and it looked to be below the belt, but not in the eyes of the home plate umpire.
Wow. So here comes Brendan Lafferty, pitching change for the Goldeyes. Tell us about Brendan.
Busiest member of the Goldeyes bullpen. Scott coming on for the 35th time. 0-1 record, 1.65 earned run average. 27 1/3 innings pitched, 20 hits, 5 earned runs allowed, 13 walks, 30 strikeouts, 1 homer allowed. Opponents hitting just 198 against the left-hander from California.
So Brendan Lafferty will replace Ethan Hollingsworth, who made it interesting through a lot of pitches, but in the end was brilliant. Anytime he got in trouble, he got out of it, with the exception of one time on a bang-bang double play ball at first base. He could easily have escaped that inning as well.
Indeed.
He finishes by giving up 1 earned run. He may give up a second if Lafferty has any trouble in this inning, because he is responsible for Moss at first base. But 1 run on 8 hits. Goldeyes' defense has been flawless behind him today. And so it'll be Brendan Lafferty in his comfort zone in the 7th inning. He inherits the runner. But he had all of yesterday off. Nick Hernandez started game 1 yesterday, and then Keohi Downing came in and finished it off and pitched a perfect 9th inning. And then in game 2, it was a bullpen by committee start. Gabe Aguilar, who took the loss, just gave up 2 runs. And then Taylor Suet came in and pitched a perfect inning in 2/3, and then Cephas Howard gave up a pair of runs. And then Taylor Bratton, the young Canadian from Oakville, Ontario, pitched the final inning. Walked a batter, but it was otherwise flawless. So here's Brendan Lafferty, and he'll face a tough couple of hitters. Evan Bigley, Henry Wrigley, Angelo Sonko. Bigley today is 0 for 2. He popped out to second base and lined out to second base. He was walked intentionally in the 5th. So runner at first with 2 away. The Goldeyes leading at 3-1. Here's the pitch by Lafferty, and it's high for ball 1. Sam Moss has a pretty good lead at first base. He's being held by Luis Allen. Goldeyes play Bigley straight away at every position. Here's the pitch, and that's inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Evan Bigley. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Goldeyes lead at 3-1, but no lead is safe against the St. Paul Saints team, as the Goldeyes found out in the first game of this 5-game series. There's a chopper to Tyler Kuhn. Be a tough play. He grabs it, fires to first, and Luis makes the play, and they get Bigley. Good job by Luis Allen and by Tyler Kuhn to get the final out of the inning, and a good pitch by Brendan Lafferty. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 6.5. 11 on the peak at this one, Kenny.
Good defensive effort. This is a tough play because of the high bounce off the plate and a second high bounce on the hop. Kuhn's throw is high, but Allen with a nice stretch hauls it in for the 3rd out of the inning.
Good job by both Tyler Kuhn and Luis Allen. It's 3-1 Winnipeg. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
It's time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by the Dugout Store, the Goldeyes Souvenir Store, with 2 locations right here in Shaw Park. As Goldie and Goldette today, along with Allison Pattison and Blair Hunter and the rest of the Goldeyes tremendous fan services crew, leads the fans through the 7th inning stretch. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Dugout, the Goldeyes Souvenir Store. There are 2 locations run by good old Sean Seawright right here in Shaw Park. So there's some action now in the St. Paul bullpen as Robert Coe works into his 7th inning. Coe today has given up 3 runs on 7 hits. 2 errors have been made, one of them by him. No, I'll correct that, both of them by him. 1 at first base and 1 at second base.
So it looks like Andy Johnson, the right-hander, Scott, warming up.
From Medina, Minnesota. Who else lives in Medina, Minnesota? Corey Costa.
One of my all-time favorites. Played against Corey back in the day. We were teammates on the 1990 provincial development team.
And that's why you're going to win the media skills competition. First pitch to Tyler Kuhn is low for ball 1. It's Tyler Kuhn, Brock Bond, and Casey Harther to face Robert Coe here in the 7th. Tyler Kuhn 0 for 2 in today's game. It's the pitch by Coe. It's high, ball 2. Flied out to center in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th. Was stranded at 3rd base in the 5th inning.
Husky still running those gyms out in Minnesota?
Yeah, Planet Fitness, a couple of them.
Scotty, I got one more name to drop from Medina, Minnesota. Brian Burke.
Uh-huh. We've had lots of hockey around here lately. Of course, we had Bobby Feaster umpiring at home plate the other night. There's a little flare. It'll be handled by Sonko. No, he backs away and lets Moss take it. Sam Moss makes the catch. And that's the first out of this 7th inning. Bobby Feaster was in town. Jay Feaster's son to umpire at home plate. And one of my Calgary Flames fans who was in the crowd suggested via Twitter, I don't know what I hate most, this guy's strike zone or the fact that his father signed Alex Tanguay to a 5-year deal.
That's not very nice.
That's Twitter. Nothing's nice on Twitter. Bobby Feaster did a great job when he was in town. It was a funny, funny tweet. And there was a base hit by Brock Bond. Solid single left center field on the first pitch he sees from Coe. A single from Brock Bond. Man on first with 1 away. And that'll bring up Casey Harther, who's 1 for 3 today.
Kerry Leitenberg looks like he's coming for a visit.
Yeah, here comes the
former Atlanta Brave.
Yep. Major league pitcher. Come out to talk to Robert Coe.
One of those pitchers that was in independent baseball, made it all the way to the big leagues.
He did. Like Ian Thomas. Thomas was last pitching in Gwinnett after starting the season with Atlanta. So Leitenberg just comes out for a little pep talk with Robert Coe. Catcher Jake Taylor having a conversation. So Bond is at first, the 8th Goldeyes hit of the afternoon. And Harther steps in. Harther singled in the first, grounded up short in the fourth, then grounded back to the pitcher, which could have been a double play ball, but it was mishandled by Coe. They got Harther at first, but he gets the RBI on the run home by Keohi Downing. Close play at first base and the throw over from Coe. Brock Bond gets a pretty good lead at first. Bond has 3 stolen bases this season. It's the pitch to Harther, it misses. 1 ball and no strikes to the leading hitter in the American Association. Harther came in hitting .391. It's probably gone down a point today. He's probably hit .390. Tough to be 1 for 3 when you're hitting .390.
Well, if you go 2 for 4, you take care of that, I guess.
Here's the pitch, and that misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Harther.
That is one of the problems with hitting right around 400. You need to go 2 for 4 every game, basically,
to stay there. It's pretty tough.
That's asking a lot.
Oh, it really is. Two balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch to Harther, and it's hit onto the street. 2-1. Bond gets a pretty good lead at first base. He's being held by Sonko. Coe is paying attention. Harther digs in. 2-1 the count. Jordan Guide in the on-deck circle. And Coe goes back to first base.
Bond very good friends with Tyler Graham, the former Goldeye.
And it was Tyler Graham who convinced him to come to Winnipeg.
Now he's wearing Graham's old number 9.
Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Harther. And it's chopped foul at the plate, 2-2.
Bond was a real good find for the Goldeyes.
Tremendous.
Jake Blackwood went down with that ankle injury. Bond came in and did such a great job that they shipped Ray Sadler out of town, and Blackwood was ready to come back from injury.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Casey Harther. Another Californian on this ball club. From West Hill, California. He digs in. Coe gets the sign. Taylor sets up outside, and Coe goes back to first base, and that was close.
Bonds has done a real nice job at second base. Runs the bases well, has a good professional at bat, works the count deep, good average. Just a good guy around the clubhouse as well.
Came in hitting .292. He's 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to Harther, and he fouls it back again. Harther stays alive on the fastball at 90 from Coe.
Still good velocity as he's worked deep into the game.
Speaking of velocity, what did you think of Aroldis Chapman hitting 101 on the gun in the All-Star?
It's impressive.
Wow. 2-2 the count to Casey Harther. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. 1 hopper. Good job by Taylor to keep it in front of him.
Seeing 100 live is just awesome. Or Jonathan Broxton, when he was closing for the Dodgers a few years back, I saw him hit the century mark.
Just explodes.
Even back when Jeremy Bonderman was throwing in the real high 90s. Saw him throw in Milwaukee one day. I think he was pretty close to hitting 100, 99, 100 on the gun. Back before his arm troubles came.
3-2 the count to Casey Harther. Here's the pitch. There goes Bond, and it's fouled off again.
Rick Forney put the hit and run on. Try to keep the Goldeyes out of a potential double play here.
One thing about Harther all season long, he makes contact. Casey has struck out only 20 times.
Huge hole between first and second here with the positioning.
Walked only 8 times. Another throw to first base to keep Bond back. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Goldeyes. 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors for the St. Paul Saints. Goldeyes trying to salvage the final game of this 5-game series. They won game 1 and then have lost 3 in a row. It's the pitch. There's a ground ball in the hole. It's a base hit. Bond will round second, but he'll go back. He was not going to test the arm of left fielder Joe Bonfie. It's a base hit for Harther, his second hit of the ball game. And again, you're right. He's 2 for 4. He's handled that batting
taking
error.
care of things. Real good at bat, worked the count well, and got a pitch to hit. And knocked it into left field.
So with one out, here comes Goldeyes. He's 0 for 2. He lined out to first base in the 4th and then struck out in the 5th. Runners at first and second with one away. Coe checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Handled easily and thrown away. It's thrown away. Goldeyes is going to hold it first. Around to score comes Bond. All the way to third goes Harther. Joey Becker made the play and then threw it away. And the Goldeyes get a little insurance on the error by Becker. All the way to third goes Harther. It'll be an E6. And let's have a look.
Defensive miscues have been costly for the Saints, and here's another example. Goldeyes with the ground ball. Taylor made double play. Bit of a good fake by Bond. Seemed to distract Becker right there. Throws it away. Harther gets all the way over to third.
And that's going to cost Robert Coe his day. He's done. Coe had a double play ball that was thrown away. And the change is made as George Samus comes out and switches pitchers.
Real good deke by Brock Bond. It sort of seemed to mess up the timing of Becker on that play right there. Just threw it away. That'll bring in
a
Andy
brand new
Johnson.
pitcher. Tell us about Andy Johnson.
There it is right there. Andy Johnson coming on for the 5th time for the Saints. No record, 1.80 earned run average. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run allowed. No walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 125 in the small sample size against the right-hander.
So the Goldeyes get another break on the 3rd error of the day. And errors have been costly for the St. Paul Saints team so far today. The Goldeyes with 9 hits now.
Second botched double play as well.
A single by Bond, a single by Harther. And then an error to Joey Becker scores Bond all the way from second base. Harther goes to third. Goldeyes safe at first. And the Goldeyes have taken a 4-1 lead. So Andy Johnson warming up. The Goldeyes will leave right after this game. They'll get on the bus and they'll head for Kansas City, Kansas. They'll play in Kansas City tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. A 1 o'clock start Sunday afternoon. And then they'll come right back to Winnipeg and play Fargo on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They'll have Thursday off as they head to Gary for the 25th, 26th, and 27th. The All-Star game will be back here in Winnipeg on the 28th and 29th, and then the Goldeyes will get back on the bus, go to Sioux Falls and Sioux City from the 30th of July to the 6th of August. And then they will come home and play a pile of home games. They'll get 4 with Wichita, 3 with St. Paul, go to Sioux Falls for 3, come back and play New Jersey for 3, Sioux Falls for 4. Head to St. Paul for 3, and then get a 4-game series with Gary to finish the season.
Real taxing
so lots
stretch.
of baseball.
Taxing stretch for the Goldeyes, no question about it.
Here's the pitch by Johnson. It's fouled off by Donnie Webb. Donnie Webb, 2 for 3, has a home run, a single, an RBI, a run scored. And now he's got a runner at third base with just 1 away here in the 7th. The Goldeyes leading at 4-1. Here's the pitch by Johnson, fouled away again. Good pitch on the outside corner at 88 miles an hour. And quickly, Johnson gets ahead 0-2.
Pretty live arm coming out of the bullpen here for St. Paul.
Harther at third, Guide at first. Here's Johnson's pitch. And there's a ground ball back up the middle. It's knocked down. They'll go to second to get 1. Back to first, the double play, and that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the 6th. It'll be a 1-6-3 double play. And Andy Johnson comes in and gets Robert Coe out of trouble. But the Goldeyes get another run. They get 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 man left on base. We've played 7 complete in our little afternoon delight here at Shaw Park. It's Winnipeg 4, St. Paul 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway. The 2014 American Association All-Star Game is coming to Winnipeg, and so too is the 2014 All-Star Luncheon presented by BFI Canada Incorporated. Featuring Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins, the luncheon will be held Tuesday, July 29th at noon at the Fairmont, Winnipeg. For tickets and information for the 2014 BFI Canada All-Star Luncheon, call the Goldeyes office at 204-982-2273.
And just before we get back to Scott and Ken in the top of the 8th inning, we should check the out-of-town scoreboard. And of course, aside from this game, everything else is under the lights tonight. Laredo going to be taking on Sioux Falls. Wichita is in Grand Prairie this evening. And the Salt Dogs are out on an eastern road swing, taking on Trois-Rivières. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you very much, Al Foster. Brendan Lafferty back into work this 8th inning. Expecting, I would suggest from Rick Forney to try to get 4 outs out of Brendan Lafferty and then go to Chris Kissick in the lineup. So the Goldeyes trying to get to 3-8 on this homestand and raise their lead in the American Association's North Division to 4.5 games over St. Paul. And a win today would certainly salvage this A homestand and B this series.
Yeah, it's potential for 2 out of 5. Certainly a lot different than losing 4 out of 5 as they head out onto the road.
They need 6 more outs, and Brendan Lafferty will be the first one to try to get them. Here in the 8th inning, he'll face Henry Wrigley, Angelo Sonko, and Joe Bonfi. So it'll be 3 tough hitters. The right-handed hitting Wrigley, the left-handed hitting Sonko, and the right-handed hitting Bonfi. Here's Lafferty's first pitch. It's an off-speed pitch. It's on the corner for strike 1.
St. Paul looked really good throughout the series. Today, the defense has really let them down. The 3 errors and the other misplay by Cole that was not an error, and they also had the base running blunder as well. But again, 6 outs left for them. We know they won't go down without a fight.
They proved that in Game 2 of this series when the Goldeyes had a 3-0 lead going into the 7th, and it looked like St. Paul didn't have a lot of energy. But they rallied for 4 runs in the 7th to win that one 4-3, and that seemed to change everything yesterday. As St. Paul was much the better team in yesterday's doubleheader, but today the Goldeyes have a 4-1 lead, thanks in no small way to the defensive struggles of pitcher Robert Coe. There's one in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wrigley. Wrigley today has a single in 3 trips. He grounded out to first base, or he popped out to first base back in the 1st, and then he singled in the 4th, and then hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the 5th. Lafferty gets the sign from Jordan Gaida. Here's the pitch, off-speed pitch. Whoa, it's high. Lafferty thought that was a strike. 2-2. We're in the top of the 8th. Lafferty trying to help seal it for the Goldeyes here. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball right back to the mound. Lafferty backhands it and knocks it down. He'll fire to first. And they get Henry Wrigley with a tremendous backhanded glove play by Brendan Lafferty.
Not just backhanded, behind the back. The behind the back backhand. You don't see that every day from a pitcher. Look at this right here. Behind the back backhand to knock it down. Pretty impressive. And Wrigley just throws the bat in disgust right there, thinking he's got a base hit taken away by the left-handed pitcher.
One away, that brings up the left-handed hitting Angelo Sonko, who has been tough to get out today. He singled in the 2nd, doubled in the 4th, and scored the only run of the game for St. Paul. And there's a line shot mishandled by Luis at first base. And going on to 2nd is Sonko. He's going to have a double. He'll have a stand-up double. And that was in Luis's glove and out, ended up in the bullpen. Keohi down and came over, fired it back into the infield, but Sonko with a 2-base hit.
Yeah, real good swing. Hard hit ball by Sonko. Alan will probably tell you he should have made the play. But hard hit ball, I don't think it will go down as a hit, no doubt about it. Double.
So a double for Sonko, and that brings up Joe Bonfi. Lafferty checks the runner, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch is lined into right field. Downing comes up throwing. Gets it back to the cutoff man, Allen. The runner's on the corners with just one out.
Nice job by Downing to keep the ball in front of him, make a nice low throw to the cutoff man.
So Bonfi's first hit of the game, the 10th hit of the game for the Saints. And now Lafferty's in some trouble with runners on the corners and one out. And here comes Jake Taylor. Taylor was the hero last night for St. Paul in game 1. Hit a 3-run homer in the 6th inning to make it 5-2, and that's how it ended. Jake Taylor has not been a tough out today, but he was a tough out last night. Lafferty checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Lafferty, in a perfect world, would like to induce a ground ball double play, get himself out of this inning.
Taylor, the catcher. Not a bad base runner. Lafferty checks Bonfi. Here's the pitch. And that's on the corner for a strike. 2 strikes, so quickly Lafferty gets ahead of Jake Taylor 0-2. Runners on the corners with one away. The number 7 hitter in the lineup, Jake Taylor, came in hitting .284. He is 0 for 2 in this one. Here's the pitch. Misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Came inside of the fastball, might be setting him up for that curve ball slider away. Try to induce that ground ball.
One and 2 to Jake Taylor. Goldeyes trying to hold on to this one. They lead it 4-1. St. Paul has hit the baseball today. Here's the pitch, and there's a chopper at the plate, foul. Taylor just trying to protect the plate. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1 and 2. One thing about St. Paul, they have chipped away, scored runs in late innings in this series. There is no quit in George Samus's team. Lafferty checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2, 2-2.
Bit of a hush has come over the crowd here.
Well, yes,
Tense
because
situation.
they saw it on Tuesday night. Goldeyes had a 3-0 lead in the final inning of game 2. Lost it 4-3. Lafferty delivers. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Brendan Lafferty threw the curveball, and that fooled Jake Taylor for the 2nd out of the inning. Good pitch by Brendan Lafferty.
As if on cue, the Goldeyes fans got into it with a little bit of the unison clapping there. Great pitch, as I mentioned here. Is great slider down in the zone, and Taylor can't catch up to it.
So here comes the left-handed hitting Jared McDonald with runners on the corners now and 2 out. McDonald, a tough out last night, not so much today. He struck out in the 2nd, hit into a fielder's choice in the 4th, and flied out to left field in the 6th. First pitch is foul back, strike 1. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Brendan Lafferty. Lafferty, huge hockey fan. Big fan of the Vancouver Canucks. What could possibly get into you? His best friend in high school was from Vancouver. He lived in California. There's a pitch in the dirt, gets away from Gaida. No damage. 1-1, the count to McDonald.
It's a bit odd, though. 3 California teams to choose from.
Yes, you got 3 choices.
Goes to
San
the
Jose,
Canucks.
Anaheim, or LA. And you picked Vancouver.
All good choices.
All good choices. All good teams. One and one, the count to Jared McDonald. 2 down. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Off-speed pitch, misses inside, 2-1. One run on 10 hits and 3 errors for the Saints. They have runners on the corners here in the 8th. 4 runs on 9 hits for the Goldeyes. Lafferty kicks, delivers. High ball 3. 3-1 now to McDonald. Joey Becker in the on-deck circle. I don't think Lafferty wants to lose the left-handed hitter in the number 8 hole.
No, but he is comfortable facing both lefties and righties. That is one thing working in his favor. Certainly think he'll challenge him here on this 3-1 pitch.
Here's Lafferty's pitch, and it's way inside, and it gets away from Gaida. Here comes the run. In to score comes Angelo Sonko. And a wild pitch by Brendan Lafferty walks Jared McDonald. It'll send Bonfi to second, but it also scores a run, and it's 4-2, and here comes Jamie Vermillier.
Just going to talk about it quickly, try to calm Lafferty down. Still a 2-run advantage. Looks like Lafferty just overthrew this one right here. Fastball up in the zone. Gaida can't handle it. Goes back to the backstop. Runner Sonko doubled to start the inning. Scores easily.
So now runners at first and second. A run is home, makes it 4-2, and brings up Joey Becker. Joey Becker today has a double in 3 trips. Grounded to short, doubled in the 5th. Grounded out to third back in the 7th, and a real good play by Josh Mazzola. There's nobody warming up in the Goldeyes bullpen. This is Brendan Lafferty's inning. Here's the pitch. Off speed, outside, ball 1. St. Paul does not quit, and they get a break on a wild pitch. Pitch low and in the dirt. Overthrown by Lafferty, and he falls behind 2-0.
Coach Jamie Vermillier went out there to try to calm him down, and Lafferty still can't find that release point right here against Joey Becker.
Bonfi's on second, McDonald's on first. 2 away. Becker up in the count, 2-0. There's a ground ball, hard hit right to Tyler Kuhn. He makes the play to Brock Bond, and that does it. Good job by Kuhn at shortstop. And Becker's out on the fielder's choice. Correct that, Jared McDonald is out on the fielder's choice. And that ends the inning. They get a run. The Saints get a run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left on base. We played 7.5 innings. We got a dandy here at the ballpark in downtown Winnipeg. It's Winnipeg 4, St. Paul 2. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer by up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines and see your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. There is your scoreboard in straightaway center field. Thanks to Roman for that shot. And there you see Goldie with the big hands. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Winnipeg Goldeyes 4, the St. Paul Saints 2, in a huge game for both teams. So for the Goldeyes, here in the 8th inning, it'll be Josh Mazzola, Reggie Abercrombie, and the makeshift right fielder, who actually has a gun for an arm out there, Keohi down. Mazzola today is 1 for 3, singled in the 2nd, ground out to 2nd in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. The wind's still blowing strongly out over that left field wall for Mazzola. Here's the first pitch, and it's high, ball 1. Andy Johnson, the relief pitcher, delivers low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Josh Mazzola. Johnson from Medina, Minnesota, pitched at Bradley University. He's a rookie. 23 years old, 6'1", 195. There's a pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes to Mazzola.
One of the things, Scott, looks like Casey Harther was warming up. I think he'll come in to play first base for the top of the 9th inning. I believe he was getting loose with Taylor Stewart, so I expect him to move from DH to first base, which would put the pitcher spot in play into the DH spot. Or sorry, into the right field spot, which will be vacated by Downing.
3 balls and 1 strike to Mazzola. Chris Kissick warming up for the Goldeyes. He'll come in for the 9th. There's a pitch high and inside, ball 4, and Josh Mazzola draws a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. And here comes Reggie Abercrombie, who has swung the bat very well today. He lined out to center in the 2nd, only because center fielder Jared McDonald played him perfectly. Then he doubled in the 5th and singled in the 6th. He scored a run. And he'd like nothing more than to get one up in that jet stream in left field. Johnson gets the sign from Taylor. Here's the pitch, and it's a shot down the third baseline. Well, he'll like that too. Going on to third base is Mazzola. He slides and he's safe, and Reggie goes to 2nd with a double. Reggie Abercrombie's 2nd double of the game puts runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here comes Keohi Downing.
Another good swing. Abercrombie's really swinging the bat well here today. Dumps another one inside that third base line for another double. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. That'll be interesting to see if Downing will be swinging away. Could have a squeeze situation here, perhaps.
Everybody's in. The entire infield is on the grass. Here's the pitch by Johnson. It's in there for a strike. Keohi, of course, a relief pitcher. But with injuries to Kimmel and Blackwood today, he's playing in right field. He's 0 for 1. Struck out back in the 6th inning. There's a pitch high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Downing. Downing does have a run scored. He was a pinch runner for Sam Kimmel. Pitch by Johnson. And there's a ground ball right to the shortstop. The runners have to hold. He hit it hard, but right at Joey Becker. And with the infield playing in, there was no place for Josh Mazzola to go. So that's the first out of the inning, and we'll bring up Luis Allen.
Good swing and a good contact by Downing, as you're going to see right here. Pitch up in the zone. He hit it hard. Right to Becker. Rifles it over to first for the first out of the inning. Gives Luis Allen an RBI opportunity.
And the infield will stay in. They will not drop back to double play depth because there's no runner at first base. So with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, the infield in on the grass to try to protect against one more run for the Goldeyes. Luis wants to loft one. Here's the pitch from, and there's a base hit. Solid single into right field, and that's going to score 2. Here comes Reggie. There'll be a play at the plate, but there will be no play. It's cut off. And a solid single to right field for Luis Allen drives in 2 runs, and the Goldeyes take a 6-2 lead. And what a clutch at-bat for Luis Allen.
And you talked a lot about hard-hit balls that were into the glove of the Saints' opponent this week, Scott. And Luis Allen with a nice at-bat here just dumps a flare into right field. Tough pitch off the end of the bat, and Allen dumps it into right field for a 2 RBI single. Gets the Goldeyes a little bit of breathing room here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Makes it 6-2. And we go back to the top of the order and Tyler Kuhn. Here's Johnson's pitch to Kuhn. It's chopped foul for strike 1. So a couple of RBIs for Luis. A big at bat for him. And the Goldeyes take a 4-run lead, 6-2. The 11th hit of the game for Winnipeg. 2 hits in this inning. The double by Abercrombie, single by Allen. Pitch to Kuhn is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn today is 0 for 3. Flied out to center in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and popped out to second base in the 7th. Came in hitting .347. He's due. Here's the pitch. And it's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn makes his home in Louisville, Kentucky. 27 years old, 5'10", 185. Played in AAA Reno last year, and there's a fly ball in the center field. An easy play for Jared McDonald. And Kuhn flies out for the 2nd out of this 8th inning, and he'll bring up Brock Bond. Bond's had a hit today in 3 trips and a walk, scored a run. Two-way Allen at first. And the Goldeyes answered that run from St. Paul in the top of the 8th with a pair here in the bottom. First pitch to Bond is down the middle for strike 1. Casey Harther has slipped into the on-deck circle.
Never get enough insurance against a team like the Saints. It's been scrappy all week long here.
Johnson kicks and delivers. Curveball is low. 1-1 to Brock Bond. Good lead for Allen. And there's one fouled onto the roof. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bond. Bond grounded out to the second baseman in the 1st, hit into a 6-3 double play in the 3rd. Walked in the 5th and singled in the 7th. Johnson, there goes the runner. There's one fouled off again. The hit and run was on. So Luis retreats to first base. Bond steps back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Goldeyes second baseman. Johnson kicks, delivers, and there's a line shot foul. Pretty good at bat for Brock Bond.
Foul ball came in a little bit hot into that group of youngsters. Looks like everybody's all right.
Luis Allen with a pretty good lead at first. There he goes. Pitch to Bond is high. There's the throw to second base, and Luis Allen steals it. A stolen base for Luis Allen. And for Luis, that is stolen base number 3 on the season. It's been caught once. So the 3rd stolen base. He had 9 last year.
Yep,
he's a real good base runner.
Sneaky on those base paths. Got a good jump, anticipating an off-speed pitch. Throws just off the mark.
That was nearly a wild pitch from Johnson. 3-2 the count to Brock Bond. So Bond has worked the count full after falling behind 0-2. Very good bat for Brock Bond.
He has a lot of them. Just a real professional hitter.
Here's the pitch off speed outside, ball 4. Brock Bond has worked a walk And that'll bring up Casey Harther with 2 runners on and 2 out. So a good at bat for Brock Bond. He's had a couple of good at bats today. Second walk of the day. He's been on base 3 times. And here comes Casey Harther, who's 2 for 4 in the ball game with a run batted in.
A lot of Goldeyes having good days today, Scott.
Pitch by Johnson. It's curved ball. It's on the corner for strike 1.
Good change of pace there by Johnson. Upping that curveball in there for strike 1.
Bond at first, Allen at second. The leading hitter in the league at the plate. Here's the pitch, and he lines it the opposite way. That'll be a double, and that'll score at least 1 run. Casey Harther rounds first. He heads to second. Ball comes back into the infield. 3rd hit of the game for Casey Harther, a double. He gets a run batted in as Luis Allen scores to make it 7-2 for the Goldeyes. All the way to 3rd goes Brock Bond, and Casey Harther, as he has done all year, delivers again. 2nd RBI of the game, and the Goldeyes now have a 7-2 advantage, their 12th hit of the afternoon.
Another real good swing by Harther. Again, not trying to do too much. He lets the ball travel deep in the zone, and he nails it inside the first base line for a double, giving himself a 3 for 5 afternoon with a couple ribbies.
Off-speed pitch to Goldeyes high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan Goldeyes. Goldeyes replaced Jake Blackwood in this cleanup hole. Pitch is right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jordan Goldeyes. Goldeyes today is 0 for 3. He lined out to the first baseman in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, and was safe on an error in the 7th. Pitch catches the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Goldeyes. Donnie Webb moved into the on-deck circle. Bonds at 3rd, Harther at 2nd, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Goldeyes have put up a 3 spot. Johnson's pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Goldeyes. Jordan Goldeyes doesn't get to play a lot, so it's a great opportunity for him to knock in a couple of runs. The pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jordan Goldeyes strikes out for the 2nd time today, but the Goldeyes answer that run in the 8th by St. Paul. They score 3 times on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. A couple of walks helped, as the Goldeyes have now taken a 7-2 lead. So we'll go to the top of the 9th inning. The closer, Chris Kissick, will come on. It is not a save situation. You look at Goldie. There's your scoreboard. Winnipeg 7, St. Paul 2. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Time now for your slide of the game. The Kenny Weeb slide of the game, brought to you by Manitoba Public Insurance. Ken Weeb, what's our slide of the game?
Not a lot of candidates, but we found one. Earlier on, Jake Taylor over down at first base. Jordan Goldeyes with a pretty good throw with the Saints catcher. He gets in there for his 3rd steal of the season back in the 6th inning.
You sure that was the slide of the game or the tumble of the game?
Pitch was down. Goldeyes with a pretty good throw.
Tumbled in the 2nd.
Luis Allen had a good runner-up.
That's our slide of the game, brought to you by Manitoba Public Insurance. Jake Taylor selected by Ken Reed. And Chris Kissick, the closer, comes into the game for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Chris Kissick, the Canadian from officially Fruitvale, although he's from Trail, BC, we'll tell you. Brand new dad, very, very proud of it, and rightfully so. Tell us about Chris Kissick.
Chris Kissick, Goldeyes closer, coming on for the 31st time. 0-3 record, 3.64 earned run average. He has 11 saves, as Al Foster told you earlier. 29 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 12 earned runs, 8 walks, 27 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .248 against him.
So as all of the kids in the crowd today sing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme, we move into the 9th inning. For the St. Paul Saints, it'll be the top of the order. Devin Tout, Sam Moss, and Evan Bigley against Chris Kissick. As the left-handed hitting Devin Tout steps in to face Kissick to lead off this 9th inning. Goldeyes lead it by 5, 7-2. Here's the first pitch by Kissick. It's right down the middle for strike one. Fastball at 88. Kissick, former member of Canada's national team. I suppose in future he could be again.
I would say so.
Yeah, he's still part of the national team program. The pitch to Tout. Ooh, that was close. Just missed inside. Kissick thought he had a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tout. Kissick delivers, and there's one grounded right to Brock Bond. Tough hop. Bond takes it, fires to first. And Casey Harther has indeed moved to first base, just as Ken Reeves suspected was going to happen. Luis Allen back behind the plate. Donnie Webb remains in left.
I think Guide is out in right.
Guide is in right.
Downing out of the game.
Downing is out of the ball game, and Casey Harther's at first base. One away here in the 9th inning, and that brings up Sam Moss. Moss today has had a great day. Safe on a fielder's choice in the first, double in the third, double in the fifth, single in the 7th. First pitch to Moss misses outside for ball 1. Chris Kissick thought he had that one too.
And again, in case you joined us late, the musical chairs defensively as a result of the Jake Blackwood ankle injury and the Sam Kimmel leg injury.
There's a line drive base hit, solid single, 4th hit of the game for Sam Moss. Goldeyes pitchers can't get him out. The 11th hit of the ball game for the St. Paul Saints. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter in the lineup, 320 hitting Evan Bigley. What a game for Sam Moss.
Just too many runners stranded for the Saints in this one. This was one of their issues. Not a lot of clutch hits or run hits with runners.
They've already stranded 10.
And 2 outs.
If Kissick can get 2 more outs, Moss will mean 11 stranded runners.
George Samus was talking about the importance of getting those clutch hits prior to the game when I visited with him in the manager's office.
Pitch by Kissick is in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Evan Bigley. Kissick checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch fouled off onto the street. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Evan Bigley. Kissick gets ahead of Bigley. An important out for the Goldeyes here. Kissick checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There's one fouled off again. I don't know about the scoreboard today. I'm kind of confused. I've counted 4 pitches to Bigley, and it's got 2 and 2 up with a foul ball. But I'm not going to argue. Home plate umpire Harrison Silverman hasn't said anything. Pitch by Kissick, off-speed pitch hit in the hole. Mazzola can't get it. It's a base hit. Another single for the St. Paul Saints. Here they come. They ate up Chris Kissick in the 7th inning of Game 1 of this series, scored 4 runs. And now Kissick has given up 2 singles here in the 9th inning to put runners at first and second with 1 out. And here comes the ever-dangerous number 25, Henry Wrigley.
Curveball that Bigley knocked past Mazzola. Another good pitch was a curveball down in the zone. Saints did that on Tuesday as well. Had some good pitches.
Pitch by Kissick is on the corner for strike 1. Let's keep track of these strikes on that scoreboard. 12 hits in the ball game now for the Saints. Goldeyes 7 runs on 12 hits. St. Paul 2 runs on 12 hits. Off-speed pitch is grounded to Tyler Kuhn. Over to Bond for 1. Back to first, the double play, and that does it. The Goldeyes snap a 3-game losing streak and win it 7-2 here this afternoon in the final game of this 5-game series. And their lead in first place in the American Association is back to 4.5 games. For the Winnipeg Goldeyes, 7 runs on 12 hits. There were no errors. For the St. Paul Saints, 2 runs on 12 hits, 3 errors. The winning pitcher, and a tremendous effort today by Ethan Hollingsworth. The loser was Robert Coe. There was no save as Chris Kissick closes us out in the 9th. The Goldeyes win at 7-2. We'll be back right after this with the Safeway post-game show. You're watching Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV today.
Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Tuesday, July 22nd at 7 p.m., the Fish will host the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Scott Taylor and Ken Wiebe, the Winnipeg Sun, as the Winnipeg Goldeyes win 1 this afternoon. They defeat the St. Paul Saints 7-2. So this series, St. Paul wins it 3-2, but the Goldeyes do salvage the final game of this series. And Ken Wiebe, a tremendous effort all around by the Goldeyes today, especially Ethan Hollingsworth, who battled every inning out there.
He was very scrappy. Again, not a great line, but he did a great job of minimizing the damage. I thought he did an excellent job overall. The Goldeyes needed a guy to go deep into the game, and Hollingsworth was the guy who snapped the skid.
Well, I'm going to assume that our good friend Al Foster has a player of the game, and it's time now for the Shaw Direct player of the game. Get it all while you get away. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more information. Al Foster, who's your player of the game?
Yeah, down here with Casey Arthur, 3 for 5, couple of RBIs. That's got to feel good after going losing 3 in a row there.
Yeah, you know, it was a good bounce-back game for us. It's a tough 3-game stretch right there. 5 games, pretty taxing on the body, but to end a homestand like that with a win is always a good thing. You know, we hit the road right now for 3 days, which will be nice for us. But, you know, we had a rough homestand for us. But ending it with a win is always good going on the road with that momentum.
And you talked about the 5 games in 3 days, and we saw that play out with the injury to Jake and just having to juggle the lineup. Just take us into, you know, what goes into something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, Jake went down early, then Kimmel went down. Downing had to come in and fill in, and I mean, our team's versatile. I mean, we're glad that Downing came in and gave us 2 at-bats, and, you know, normally a DH day is a relaxed day, but I had to come in there in the 9th. But, you know, I'm glad we got through those 5 days, or 5 games in 3 days, and hopefully we don't have to do that one again.
All right, congrats on the win, and thanks for doing this, Casey.
Thank you very much.
That's your Shaw Direct player of the game, Casey Arthur. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Al Foster. Casey Arthur, well-deserving 3 for 5 on the day with a couple of runs batted in. Get it all while you get away from it all. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more information. Well, Ken Wiebe, it's time to pick your player of the game. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Shaw. Take your favorite shows on the go with the Shaw Go app. Tell us about your selections, play of the game.
Well, at the bottom of the 6th inning, Goldeyes leading 2-1. Donnie Webb stepped to the plate and drilled a low pitch that kept rising and eventually made it over the left field wall for a solo homer that made it 3-1, and that ended up being the game-winning run and game-winning RBI from Donnie Webb on that home run to left field, and that is our play of the game.
Donnie Webb, today's play of the game, brought to you by Shaw. Take your favorite shows on the go with the Shaw Go apps. Well, a tremendous ball game for the Goldeyes today. The big thing I thought for them was, A, the battling of Ethan Hollingsworth, kind of the reboot of Casey Arthur, who was 3 for 5 and was tremendous today, and also the fact that St. Paul made it 4-2 in the 8th inning, and the Goldeyes came right back, answered with 3 more runs. It was good to see them come back and put some runs on the board today. 7 runs on 12 hits, a pretty good afternoon.
Yeah, no question. They did a nice job with the bats, and they made the mistakes pay. 3 errors by the Saints. There was another misplay by Robert Coe and a base running error. And when you can make your opponent pay for their mistakes, it's very important. And for the Goldeyes, it's important to get themselves some momentum, as Casey Harther talked about. Instead of finishing the homestand 2-9, now they're 3-8. They go on the road feeling good about themselves as they get ready to face the Kansas City T-Bones.
It was a tremendous final game of this series. The Goldeyes win it 7-2. On behalf of Ken Wiebe, I'm Scott Taylor. Let's go down to Al Foster. Al, tell us when we're back on.
Well, guys, we're going to take a little bit of time off here, but our next broadcast is coming up next Tuesday, July 22nd. That's when the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks pay another visit to Winnipeg. That broadcast gets underway at 7 o'clock. That's pretty much going to do it for this matinee affair, though. Once again, Winnipeg Goldeyes coming out on top of the St. Paul Saints. On behalf of our entire hard-working Shaw TV crew, I'm Al Foster saying so long from Shaw Park. Nothing to this game of cricket. Hi there, Al Foster coming to you from Dakota Collegiate here in St. Vital. This is the season finale for Sports Select Sports Talk, and we are definitely going to go out with a bang, literally. We're going to be talking about cricket, and in particular, the Dakota Lancer